Alright, here we go. Boom, boom, fresh out. Last Ballads patch. Translation.
You might think that it being in Korea meant that it's not hot off the presses because it took a while to get here, but that's not the case. Express delivery. Good job, Amazon. Power of Prime.
In content where the awakening is limited. Oh, hey, you can use your awakening 5 times now. So that means Dominion gets to have 8 or 9. I like how instead of like change, I mean, this is a good, that fixes the Dominion set. The Dominion set's not that bad if you actually can keep it up in a long fight. So I still think that needs to be like 6. But mobility cooldown of following classes has been reduced. So the spacebar.
If they had given you 6, you would have said 7.
No, I'm just thinking about the time of a fight, right? Because you got 2 minutes each, and you got 2 minutes at the start. It's like you're not looking. I mean, still, you can only do a 14-minute fight even after this change. Well, technically, you can do a 16-minute fight, but with some.
Mine is longer than that.
Yeah, mine's 28 minutes or something. But there's now a workshop at the end of, in between, before you enter the gate, the 5th gate. So.
Yeah, but even just gate 4 is 18 minutes for the enrage.
Yeah, but they're saying that they're lowering his health bar. They're lowering his health amount, so he's supposed to be like 40% fast. Like this is enough time now.
I also know that like on Braille Gate 4, I run out of awakenings.
Yep, I just ran out of awakenings of my Soul Fist earlier. I ran out at the last 2 bars after the final mech, but I still ran out. Destroyer has, so all the space bars are being lowered on these classes. Destroyers is going to 7 seconds. Paladins is going to 7 seconds. Machinist is going to 8 seconds. Summoners is going to 8 seconds from 10. Damn, Summoners was 10?
Huge.
Going to 8. Arcanas is going to 8. Bards is going to 8. Yo. What?
Oh, what is Technician?
Oh, Technician is Soul Fist. Okay. Yeah, Technician is Soul Fist. Okay. Yeah. Technician Soul Fist. Okay, so Soul Fist is going to 9. Scouters is going to 9 as well. Blasters is going to 8. Your spacebar is going from 10 to 8.
Oh.
Bards is going from 10 to 8 as well.
Does
Scouter
reset its spacebar when it enters mech form like Shadowhunter? I know Shadowhunter does.
Oh, I've never paid attention to that. If Shadowhunter does, I'm guessing the other one does. Although Artillerist does not. So, but that's different. I guess
it's
you're
a
not
little
actually
different. Yeah.
You're pulling out a weapon of mass destruction.
Oh,
I know for sure that your stand-up and your spacebar reset on Shadowhunter when you transform.
They're letting Berserker's counter have the waves, the pulses counter as well.
Nice.
That's cool.
Nice.
Chain sword, faster chain sword, overdrive. When in a runaway state, the cooldown is reset. Damage to enemies increases by big buff to overdrive. Isn't overdrive their strongest skill? Identity getting their Z key is getting a 10% buff. And wait, in Mayhem and in that's kind of lame for BT Zerker, because it's like not played. I mean, Berserker getting a buff though, pretty good. Gunlancer.
Cool.
Buffing red. It's all red.
No.
Fire bullets damage is increased by 2.1%. Charge Stinger is getting tripod buff to their big tripod, dealing an additional 30% of damage and blowing it away. It's just they're getting more damage to the initial part, so you don't have to. So not as much as emphasized on the end, I guess. Cool. Counter Spear. Counter Gunlance, they're reducing its damage in PvP. Okay. Oh, you can get the ready attack bonus from Counter Gunlance even if you don't hit the attack.
That's nice.
Spear Shot, 2% damage buff. Burst Cannon, 2% damage buff. Bombardment fires the shell forward. Level 1 effect, dealing...
Shield Slam?
They're just giving Burst Cannon more damage. Base and on a tripod, dude. Red stonks. Shield Slam. Mana consumption reduced by 6.4%. The cooldown base has been changed to be 8 seconds instead of 9. It's now a level 2 destruction. And one of its tripods is getting buffed. Mana reduction is buffed to Halu? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, leap attack's getting a 3.7% buff.
Ooh.
And Guardian
The weak
Thunderbolt
point
is getting
change
a 5%
It's very
tripod buff.
impactful, by the way, because it's a double hit skill. It hits more than once. So it
Nice.
should be quite a significant improvement to
Yeah.
its weak point.
So buffs to
And
all
good.
shield charge is also
My
getting
pocket
3.7%
or dog.
damage. I mean, all your main blue skills just got buffed by 3%, at least 3%, or probably
Yeah.
I'm hogging.
sounds like a for sure. I mean, like even better into the Halu angle though. Halu
It does
Gunlancer,
seem
yeah.
like a hollow angle, yeah.
Oh, Shout of Hatred costs 12% less. Yeah, it's Halu. Switch it up. Get ready. Fire up the build.
No.
Wait, the quick preparation tripod has been changed to instead of cooldown now. There's no cooldown tripod on Gunlancer's Shout. It's now reduces mana consumption by an additional 67%. That's gonna not use mana. Interesting. Very interesting. This is a huge buff to Red Gunlancer. This change. I don't know if the tripod change is actually a nerf to your blue though.
Sorry, what changed? I was doing a math.
There's no more 6-second reduction tripod. It's now 67% reduced mana cost tripod.
But it's already 6 seconds off cooldown.
No, they're changing the tripod. It's no longer...
Yeah, but the
reduced.
base skill is going from 30 seconds to 24 seconds.
Yeah, so you just
Oh.
have the tripod now.
Yeah.
Everyone gets the tripod. That's not a.
Everyone gets a
Oh,
tripod, and then
it's-
you can also
Oh, okay. It's not.
Yeah.
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 Not an.
The...
Yeah, dude.
No,
It's
no.
it's straight up Halu. Like you just play Halu now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're just a Halu.
Well, probably... What tripod are you going to use? Probably the mana reduction
mana
one, so
one,
you
yeah.
can run Halu, yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to fire up the Keen Blunt build then. He needs to rebuild. It happened.
Fuck.
In a way.
I mean, it's gonna be insane now. Gunlancer might actually need to get a nerf after this.
No, in a way.
And they're getting a buff
Keep
to your
buffing.
identity. When the battlefield shield ends, the gauge is returned by at least 10% and up to 40% depending on the amount of.
Yes!
That's huge.
That's
Up
your
to
change.
wait, hang
Kinda.
on. It's at least 10% and up to 40, so it's just 15% more maximum.
No, what that
and
means
the minimum.
right now...
It's got a scale, right?
Yeah, now it can end up worse if you don't absorb a good amount. You have to actually absorb stuff, but when you absorb stuff, it's more.
I don't think it actually does restore right now. When you
It does.
Battlefield
Yeah, it
stance.
does. Yep.
It
No.
does, but no.
It doesn't.
It says when exiting battlefield, up to 25% of shield gauge is returned depending on amount of damage blocked on behalf of an ally.
Yeah,
Now,
they're just giving it
adding
a
minimum.
yeah.
I
they're-
get that.
It's
I
just
see
like-
what the words say on the screen. I read them. I understand them. I'm telling you that when I use Battlefield Stance, at the end of Battlefield Stance, I do not have any meter.
Are your
It
teammates
does not
taking damage?
restore. Yes. Work is
Okay.
taking. Yes.
It might not work if it breaks. It might not work if it breaks.
That's fair.
And it
Oh,
might still
Bearer's
not work
card.
if it breaks.
Yeah,
so
it
maybe
still
it doesn't fix.
Yeah, it's
Right.
it just allows a higher maximum to be returned if you absorb barely up to
Yeah,
the
if you don't actually shatter it.
yeah. I don't
Maybe.
think they shatter it. Like, dude, the amount I've seen the blue Gunlancer that I watched clear Gate 3, the amount he absorbed was fucking crazy.
So.
Destroyer. The damage of the liberation skill has been increased by 3%. I have no idea what that means. Run.
No one-
Movement
no one
distance
here
has
plays Destroyer.
run movement. Movement distance has been increased. So your just basic movement takes you farther, and the motion speed has been a little faster. So now you're not a fucking giga chonker. We'll have to see how that actually
Not
looks.
a donk walker.
I mean, you still are, but
Unfortunate.
might actually be able to walk out of a basic pattern. Heavy crush.
Terrible.
Do you want to though?
Exactly.
Run
This is a
must be
nerf.
their
Run is their
space bar, but
space
yeah,
bar?
It's gotta be.
Is that their space bar?
It's gotta be.
It kind of makes sense. It kind of looks like
Yeah.
what they do when
Okay.
they space bar.
I thought it was a slide. But yeah, it could be.
Yeah, and that looks like their space bar icon.
Okay. The tripod has been changed on Heavy Crush to be armor destruction. That's cool. More synergy skills.
Yeah.
Power Strike. Faster attack. Faster skill animation. Sounds good. This is what destroyers were complaining about in Thaymine, was that they are just so fucking slow.
Right.
You don't see me complaining.
You would be. Blue is also too fucking slow.
You know we.
Ain't no way.
I mean, when
Listen here,
getting
mister.
hit kills half your team.
Just don't die.
Oh,
Yeah.
he figured it out.
Yeah, when those 330k Gunlancers just get hit and die, we'll just not die instead, I see.
Good plan.
Damage to low-level monsters has been increased.
Probably nerf for us anyway.
Oh, they removed the jumping smash synergy and put it on that other skill, but now this one's a Chaos Dungeon skill. Okay.
Seems like they flipped.
Yeah.
The other one was a Chaos Dungeon tripod.
Yeah, they're just switching them. Better skills for stuff.
Is Destroyer like a base, or is that like
It's a warrior.
a specialization?
It's a warrior's
It's a-
class.
Yeah.
Okay.
The hammer.
It's equivalent to Gunlancer.
Endure pain. Their shout mana cost has been reduced by 15%. The cooldown is now 30 from 40. The cooldown PP has been reduced from 50 to 36. The effect has been changed so that it only lasts 4 seconds instead of 5. The tripod gives it lasts less time. Okay. Same effect, but lasts for less time.
Cooldown got
duration-
reduced significantly, so
Yeah.
Makes
Probably
sense.
trying to make sure it's not.
it'll
Full
be the same
uptime.
uptime. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll probably be the same uptime.
I mean, it should be more. Like
Similar
that's.
anyway.
It sounds like that should be the goal of this skill, is to make it more uptime.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Right.
it could be the same amount of uptime, but you can press it more often, so you can like
Time it better, maybe.
time it better. Like if you're taking like a big hit
Yeah.
every 30 seconds instead of every
Yeah.
40 seconds.
I mean,
Identity
if they
weight.
reduce the raw number of the cooldown, though, like with cooldown gems, it's going to be,
Yeah, you
Oh,
just
true.
neither destroyer build is swiftness.
I guess.
You don't run any swiftness.
But you run cooldown gems,
Yeah,
assuredly.
yeah.
Surely.
I've never looked
So
at their
cooldown
gems.
gems will have less of an impact, but
Yeah.
or will affect the uptime variably. But
On.
Again,
I don't know. I don't know all the numbers for it.
Is it one crit swift? Rage Hammer can go one swift. Can go one swift ring, but all the ones that I've seen, including Benji's build, are full are crit spec. They just say fuck the movement speed, and they go for the
Big
big
damage.
number.
That's what
Yeah,
I want to do. That's my goal. When I make my destroyer.
gravity training.
champ.
So the gravity weighted. So their identity, normal attacks, and gravity shocks have been increased by 3.5%. Okay, and then the other skills got 2.5. Wait, and now it's a counter. Your identity skill is a
Nice.
counter.
That's awesome.
That's only for the blue one though. Pretty sure for
Yeah.
blue for gravity
First.
training.
Yeah, I plan on playing Rage Hammer.
Yeah, and then they're buffing Rage Hammer when the Liberation skill.
Presumably.
I mean, I would assume it's a buff. Yeah, 3%. Crit damage buff is increased by 3%.
I'd also assume
Nice.
Hammer of Fury is Rage Hammer. Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
that's actually more of a buff than it looks like because you consume multiple cores at once. So
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Holy Knight. Some Paladin.
all right.
Okay, it's just the Awakening.
Seems like mostly buffs to gravity training though.
Yeah, when a skill is hit, I mean, it's a buff to the quality of life of gravity training skills, and then I mean, this movement speed is going to be big for you, and I mean, it's It's an overall buff. I'm pretty sure the only thing that's really a buff to gravity training is the counter and heavy crush. Sounds like everything else is focused on Rage Hammer, especially because that tripod change is huge. So the awakening for Paladin is now when a skill is hit, the identity gauge supply gives you 80% less, 90% less identity. Okay, let him
So
cook.
there's not as hold on.
Let him cook.
Let him cook.
Instantly jumps and emits holy light, recovering 80%. Okay, now it's just attached. Okay.
So you
recovering
get
80
the meter regardless
of
if you
hitting,
hit.
but it's not as much. And flies to the designated location, ignoring collisions with adventurers, and attacks them. Deals damage to enemies at the landing point. It grants a shield equal to 80% of the user's same thing.
Yeah,
for 10
everything's
seconds.
the same, except for
Now
you generate the meter as soon as you press the button. You still have to land, but it's just like Artist.
Yeah.
For real.
Okay.
But it does give you a whole 10% less, and your meter's pretty painful to gain. So some people
10% is not that bad to gain though.
I mean,
Yeah, you might have to get more spec.
it's not going to. It's so. For instance, because I've listened to Les Boy talk about Paladin and Thaymine. For the guys in Thaymine who are cracked at Paladin and don't miss their timing, this is a nerf
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
by quite a bit.
But you can. I mean, I don't know about quite a bit.
You'll
This is
still
the change that Les
awaken-
Boy was talking about them do. This must have been the change they took from Endben, because he's talked about this exact change, like these numbers exactly.
You'll probably. I think that should still be you awaken and then you use one of
Holy
your.
Sword?
No, you use one of
No.
your buff skills,
Hmm.
either Wrath of God or
Also, I
Holy
think
Blessing.
Light of Judgment is a big meter gainer.
Yeah, they both have tripods that give them meter
Yeah.
that we take.
Did you guys see
Plus wealth.
another side note
Mhm.
another side note on a Paladin? There was post Transcendence. Or now that they've got Transcendence stuff on, so Transcendence buff supports more than
What's Transcendence?
it's the new
That's
system.
the new
for-
Minesweeper thing.
Transcendence gives
From Thaymine.
supports a 22% damage increase versus DPS. It's like 7 or something. And
It's the equivalent of elixirs from Thaymine.
yeah,
from,
it's the
it's
it's
a
the
thing.
sys-
Oh, okay.
it's the system
It's a
past
thing. Got it.
elixirs.
from
Yeah,
Thaymine.
it's
God
an
damn.
so they have they had
Tell it's a Slayer from a
Boy,
while.
they had a DPS Paladin was pumping out like 40 million DPS in Trixian with Transcendence stacked up. It's really funny, but his rotation isn't viable in a raid. But it's interesting to see that they can, like in Trixian before, they couldn't even pump out damage that was close.
Yeah.
But now in
What do-
Trixian,
what
they
do-
can pump out damage that's close.
That's
What
fun.
do actual DPS do?
Create like 40, 45 if they're in Trixian. It was
So
just
it's just doing the
It's an equivalent, but you
it's
can't.
an equivalent, but it's
viable.
not viable because of the rotation requires like nothing missing ever.
And
Paladin-
full back attack, I'm sure.
Yeah, Paladin's judgment skills are fucking crazy to land.
Not great.
I
They
mean,
look cool though.
they have massive.
Oh,
they have
look so
mass.
sick,
They have
though.
massive animations. They're just a lot of ticks.
Yeah,
A lot
yeah,
of small
exactly.
ticks that add up.
Yeah.
It was really interesting to see his rotation though.
My Paladin Chaos Dungeon is my fastest Chaos Dungeon. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but
Gunlancer stays winning.
oh yeah,
Gunlancer's so good.
Oh, they're just giving the Slayer.
Okay.
The Slayer thing can now counter too. Slayer buff. Yo, wait.
fuck,
There's
guys.
not a single nerf in here to Slayer.
Wait a minute. Slayer
It's just a buff.
exists.
Yo, what the fuck? They actually slid through. What
Wait,
the
is
hell?
it a nerf?
Nope.
No,
Damn it.
you can't nerf that.
Balanced class. Yeah. Fucking
Okay.
sure, buddy. Type the sure emote.
Perfectly
Balanced
balanced.
class, sure.
Eh.
Sure.
I mean, they haven't really nerfed anything yet. That Paladin change is massive quality of life for 95% of Paladins.
Yeah, they've only buffed stuff so
They've only
far.
buffed everything so far.
Notably, Gunlancer the most.
Punisher players. Punisher still does more damage than Predator.
No, but it's not as cool.
It's not as cool.
True. What is Battlemaster? Is that Wardancer?
I mean, if you ask
I think
any,
that's
if you
the
ask
word
any of the
answer, something.
Slayer
I think so, yeah.
players, They will tell you,
Giving me 1v1, buddy.
nah, you're gonna win. Predator with level 7 gems versus my Punisher with level 7 gems, you're going to win. But min-maxed both of them, Punisher would win. Unfortunately, I'm not a whale. So,
Yet.
Wardancer.
Make sure you stop by the stream and Twitch Prime.
I have no idea what this. I have no idea what Wardancer skills are, so I'm gonna need an
You
expert.
don't know what Whirlwind Young Hack
Sound it out,
is?
Egg.
Oh,
Sound it
yeah.
out. Use your mouth.
Whirlwind Young Yuck.
Young Ryu.
No,
Okay,
no,
or
no,
the expert.
you're
The
not
ex-
allowed to help
Ryu
him.
cock is. I'm
Young
pretty sure
Hog
what this.
That is my favorite skill.
what is this?
I have no idea.
You don't know what Young Ryu cock is?
So they deleted.
You can see the icon,
Oh,
right?
this
You
is
can match the icon.
Minefield
No,
has to be
That's the new
Blasphemation.
skill.
Yeah, Minefield
That's
has.
a
No. Blasphemation still in the patch notes. Being changed.
Oh, Minefield deleted. Whirlwind Young cock has been
Okay.
added.
I guess if you just keep reading and you
Yeah.
see which one's being
Yeah.
Okay, so I know what that skill is. That
Not
skill
changed.
is Whirling Dragon Punch.
What is
and you have to have
this?
Rising Sun Kick and Fist of Fury on cooldown to be able to press that.
What is Oi?
Vibes.
What is Oi? Oi. Oi.
Oi,
Wee.
governor.
Oi, bro.
E?
So
Or
it's
dancers are becoming
so
British,
5
they're
skill
now
thunder
Oi bros.
attack. Wait, so they deleted 2 skills? They deleted 5 skill thunder attack. What is that, Irma?
I need I think it's a skill we don't use, but
Okay, and now it's become 5 skills Chung Young conquering Emperor Fist.
Young cock.
5 cents Chang Young defeating Emperor's Gem. Some
Yeah, I don't know. Some lost in translation.
Yeah.
That one is Flying Serpent.
I know what this one is. The Bung Chonto. I know that ability. I remember seeing that on my bar.
Yeah, Egg knows a lot about punching his toes.
Yeah.
Yes.
don't know.
He slipped.
Wait, so it's another
when he
crit.
slipped
Wait, this is
earlier.
another crit synergy? I know that I used this skill on first intention.
That's a big buff to
Oh.
ready attack.
So this skill.
So
Okay.
they're getting rid of the 18% crit synergy and we're just getting a 10% all up, perma up time.
Yeah, it looks
That's
like.
cool.
And it gives a ready attack. When hitting
A
2
bigger
hits,
ready attack.
attack power increased by. Ooh.
No, we already had that.
Yeah, but it's
Just
bigger
buff.
now.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
buffing it.
Bigger number, better
Okay.
person.
And then what is this attack? Brain Myongak.
That's a lightning kick.
Lightning kick. Okay. Is this improved with this change?
This was like a first intention skill.
Yep. So it's possible to change direction while using the skill now. Wait, that sounds good. That
That
sounds.
was always possible.
That's the only change, though.
That's the only change.
No, that was always possible. You could always change the direction.
Right.
They added the text. Oh, it's a text change only. Then
Potentially.
I mean, it says
But
the
it says
skill
the
effect is
effect is
changed as
changed.
follows. Maybe
That
you
could
could
just be
change.
a
Maybe you could move
translation
during.
error.
Maybe you can move during the first part, but now the second part can move.
We'll have to see what the actual change is.
Yeah. Yeah.
The distance traveled has gone up.
Yeah.
You can go
Damage
further
inc-
beyond.
I don't remember.
It's right here. It says you can change direction.
Oh.
But it doesn't have all that. I don't know. Did they change one of these skills to have? I don't know.
No. I think that's a part of the base skill now. This isn't a tripod change. This is the base skill.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the base skill.
Oh.
There's probably a tripod change coming up. What was the tripod? Sharp movement?
Sharp move. Yeah, it's been changed. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
crit
it's been
synergy
changed.
now. Yeah, that's a crit synergy as well.
For 8 seconds.
That's a long. I mean, that's pretty standard. I mean, Arrowmancer's crit synergy is like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the flashlight tripod has been changed to be.
big number.
That's a big number buff.
Also, it got weak point.
That's
It got weak
actually
point on
a
the
buff
the
to,
final
like,
slam.
could be a buff to SO because SO has like no mobility, so they could use that instead of.
Cool.
Actually, no, because the kick is our biggest meter gain. Never mind.
The
Interesting.
flashlight's also that tripod. That
30?
damage increase is pretty.
Yeah, this
large.
seems like a buff to.
35%.
This is like
Yeah.
3 buffs in a three big improvements in a row
That's,
to
that's
FI.
like doubling the tripod.
Yeah, and then I remember we used this punching ability on FI, or at least I
That's
saw.
that
It. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
The PvP damage has been reduced by 5.7. Okay. It's when your attack speed is increased after you hit stack up to 4 times. It just reduced the mana cost. Okay. I mean, their mana was a problem. It gives a higher neutralization level, but no longer gives a crit synergy. Critical rate of the attack. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just the attack.
Okay, attack range
I
has been
assume
increased by...
neutralization level means stagger.
Yeah. Cooldown...
That's a
Cooldown-
tripod, though, right? Yeah.
These
They
are
gave it a
tripod. These are all
to increase the stagger.
Yeah, these are all tripods. Cooldown overheats is increased to 9. Okay. Increases the total damage multiple hits by 50% each time you swing your fist. The damage will be increased by that big number. It's possible to move slowly during a continuous attack. That sounds kind of cool.
Those sound. You just like punch while you.
Yeah, it sounds like Scrapper's ability, but good.
Yeah.
And then the other one, this increases damage. Attack while moving forward. A lot of movement here. Inflict increased damage. Oh, big tripod buff there. So this is a critical rate increase by 30%, and it's been changed to be just the last to a powerful blow, big damage. That's a big number, 240%. And the elemental gauge can no longer be obtained, but damage to enemies is increased by 6. So it no longer has enemy defense ignore, which isn't that great. It now has this big number. Okay. What is this Waltham Horn? Is that...
That's flash moon kick. That's like a 2-3 spend skill and FI skill.
It's been nerfed by 18.2%. So might not be in those builds anymore.
There's a lot of changes to abilities, so
the ability name, congratulations on the ascension of the dragon.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Congratulations, Egg. You've won.
Good job.
The ready attack tripod has been nerfed.
That's a movement skill that I think FI uses, and also use it as a convention judgment skill.
They nerfed its ready
They
attack
nerfed the
power
ready
by a little bit. Yeah.
I guess they're just gonna use line against it.
Yeah. Whisper of the Wind. Is this the... No, this is your synergy. Your attack power is increased. They nerfed it. 5.3% less.
Remove the attack, the crit chance.
Yeah.
Because that was the skill that you got the crit chance from.
Yeah, but you can stack your crit chance with your crit synergy.
So
now
just Giga.
Your Giga crit boys, yeah. Roar of Valor. This was your crit synergy
Oh
skill,
no,
right?
Roar of Valor was the crit synergy skill. Never mind.
So you've got the cooldown is now, or it's PvP. Never mind. Elemental gauge has been increased by 12%.
That's good.
Critical. So when casting a skill, critical rate increases by 20%. So you don't reduce their crit anymore. You give yourself 20% crit for 6 seconds.
Oh, so it's okay.
And then here they're changing this other one. So instead of meter gain, you get the target's crit resistance from itself and party members is reduced by 10% for 16 seconds.
Dude, FI is literally just a crit bot now. It's literally just giving 20% crit all the time.
Yeah. And I mean, effectively 30, right? Because you're giving 20% as the from Whisper, right? Because Whisper gives the allies crit.
No, Whisper doesn't give crit. I was wrong.
So it's just
Whisper gives attack speed and movement speed.
You're just a big crit bot. Yeah. Sounds like it's a lot easier to keep this uptime. The Afterimage of the King tripod. What does that even mean? The duration is no longer increased, but it's a Chaos Dungeon skill. Okay. Fatal Wave has been changed to be... So instead of giving it an additional... It no longer does the additional 10% crit on top of the 10. The duration has just been increased by 3 seconds. So you're just a 10% crit synergy class now instead of 18, but like with Giga uptime.
Where no way, like 10% crit synergy class. SO is 10% with occasionally 20%. FI is literally just 20% all the time.
How's it 20?
Because the kick, the first skill was changed. They gave 10% crit.
Yeah, but that is just a crit synergy. It won't stack with this.
Oh.
They're coming from the same class.
Okay, no.
Because it's vital. Yeah, so instead of being so instead, so I guess SO will be at 18% sometimes, but FI will just be permanent.
No, none
None of it. So it's just, yeah, you're just
It's
a
10.
permanent 10% crit. I mean, that's what they did to Glaive. So
No, isn't Glaive crit damage?
Glaive gives 10% crit chance and then crit damage to themselves.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's got perma uptime now. Looks like they're just bringing everybody in line with this full uptime thing. When it gives a big meter gain now, 150% more meter when the attack hits on the other tripod. So, like, Roar is just an insane synergy skill. That's pretty cool. Bomb Blast. I remember this icon. Damage in PvE has been reduced.
That sweeping kick is the biggest damage skill on FI.
They say the damage amount of each hit, the elemental gauge amount, and the rate of neutralization damage have been adjusted. Attack range increased. 27% damage reduction. It's now, it didn't have any neutralization. I'm guessing that's stagger. So now it's medium.
Yeah.
Righteous Light. Attack range. So it's just got the attack range base now, and this tripod gives it a massive... Oh, it gives it distance and massive damage. That's a big increase. They've doubled the tripod. Instead of just being attack speed, it's now 70% damage. Okay. No longer getting crit rate, though, on this attack, but I mean, that might be fine. But it's just getting double damage to enemies. Okay. Crit damage to enemies by... Wow, what? Increase the crit damage to enemies by 180%. Puts enemies hit by the last attack into a state of lightning. Dealing a dot. I mean, that's a lot of crit damage. Maybe no more Keen Blunt on that build. Did FI even run Keen Blunt?
Yes.
Might be some build changes in order. They put that on the skills. The crit damage there. The lightning damage, tripod is reduced by 60%. I mean, that's okay, because it was a dot, I guess. What was this one? The jump for... Okay, this is the main... One extreme kick. So it used to give 205% damage. It gives 205% damage. But you no longer get DR while casting the skill. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh shit. When the key is pressed, a powerful upper kick is added. So it becomes a combo, I guess, and they doubled the damage on that tripod. That's fucking crazy. I think Wardancer is gonna have some things to look at. And then this your fart cloud, right? Internal combustion.
Yeah.
Damage during PvP has been reduced by 29%. The gust effect has been changed so it can be freely terminated within the duration. That's good, right?
No, because they delete the skill.
Yeah, but you wanted to be able to
just remove it.
You wanted to be able to turn it off though, so you don't blow up half the screen.
No, you wanted to be able to turn it
ugly.
off by not pressing it.
Yeah,
Ever.
it's ugly skill. It's boring. Just delete it.
They didn't do anything else to it.
I agree. Just buff the class like it's always on.
Damage
Rasengan.
increase. Damage
That's
increased by
the skill
47.
Rasengan.
So it's not a skill you use?
it is a skill use.
Damage has been buffed by 47. That's a large number.
Yep.
47%. So you're immune to stiffness and
But it lost a weak point.
attracting nearby enemy. I guess you don't use
I
that.
don't think that's a huge
It has
issue.
taunt? What?
Yeah, I guess it's attracting nearby enemies. I'm guessing that's for Chaos Dungeon. I'm sure you don't use this tripod. You use the push
Yeah,
immunity
do.
tripod?
Because
I mean-
there's literally no other.
Oh,
There's no other good
already-
tripod in level 1.
you already had that before.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting. But yeah, it gives you
Oh
That's-
no, it's well casting. Before it was only after you finish casting you get push immunity. Now it's well casting. That's
cool. Yeah.
They are losing weakness spotting, which is
Yeah. So
Yeah,
now it's
no.
just a... Did you use
Oh,
this
yeah,
one?
now. Yeah.
So now it doesn't do that anymore. But they buffed the skill's base damage by 47. So you might just use another tripod. What's on this tripod? What's in this row for this tripod?
I think there was I have to go look.
Gain 1 elemental bubble with 50% probability. No longer sends enemies away, but sends them for 3 seconds. So now it doesn't generate you a
That's
bubble
completely-
either.
Yeah, that's completely changed.
Yeah.
Lucky bubble.
The ready attack got nerfed.
Yeah. By a lot.
Yeah.
Never used it.
Never use it. Okay, well. And the
No, you did. Oh, okay. Wait.
Oh, this last one seems good.
yeah, they just moved the stun one to this.
Yeah.
And this is damage dealt when enemies to push immune enemies by 120%. Okay.
120 is a lot bigger than
And-
50, which is what it was before.
No, it's 60.
Was it? I thought that was the. Oh, you're right. You're
Yeah.
correct. But it is still a lot
okay,
bigger. It's
yeah, I
double.
get it. They just added They added the weak point as a baseline, and they just gave the skill more stagger, and that's pretty much it.
And they doubled that tripod and increased the damage by 47%. This looks like it got a huge damage buff.
Yeah.
It just doesn't do the bubble thing anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Well, we
important
used
that
to
was.
never take that tripod anyway because it didn't do
Okay.
damage. So it's
No
It
change.
Seems like a big buff to
just
this
a
skill.
huge buff.
Yeah. Oh, this is Blasphemation, right? This icon?
I wouldn't say a huge buff, but it's better.
I mean, it's a 47% base increase and doubling one of the
No,
tripods.
but then they removed one of the weak point tripod.
Yeah, and they put it down
So
here.
they
In
had-
the third, yeah, they put it somewhere else.
Yeah, they removed the weak point and added it as a baseline. So it's that's a net negative. I mean net neutral. Then they took one skill that was never used and then add damage to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
120% though.
Yeah, but the other
Ultimate
skill
UE.
added 80, so it's
It gave 60. So it's a 47 base, a 60 tripod's gone, but they added 47 to the base. So that should be you only lost 13%, and then you gained 120% tripod.
yes. But there was another tripod that gave 80, so it's something like a 40% gain.
Okay.
That's fair. Because those are probably on the same line.
Okay, and then is this Blasphemation, this icon? I don't know what this is.
No, that's rising. That's RFD. That's like the third highest damage skill.
Damage increased by 26%. These numbers are huge.
Yeah, but they're probably going to nerf. They're
Yeah.
probably going to delete some skill and add it as its baseline.
Yeah. Obtain 1 elemental bubble with 50% probability has been changed to damage to airborne enemies is increased by 35%.
Airborne. That never
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah,
That's a PvP change. Yeah.
Or Chaos
Yeah.
Dungeon skill or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After ascending into the air, you're immune to attacks until landing. Now it becomes
that's-
become immune to damage while casting a skill.
Oh,
That's good. Oh.
Become immune
that's
to
OP.
damage?
that's
Yeah.
I thought we read earlier something got become immune to damage while casting a skill removed.
No, it got damage reduction removed,
Yeah.
Okay,
which
well,
is not immune to damage. It's
no,
significantly
it
less.
definitely
And
said
this got-
immune because I went, huh? Immune? That can't be right.
It didn't say immune to damage.
It did not say immune to damage.
Yeah. It was this one. I don't actually know which one it was. It wasn't immune.
Sweeping kick.
Is that sweeping kick?
No, that's it's further down. I don't know. Down? Down?
Sweeping kick. Ah.
Bomb blast.
I don't. There was never where it said immune to damage.
Yeah, it never said immune to damage. Randall just lied.
You can
Yeah.
also just control F. Damage.
Immune.
You can't control
But-
damage. You have to control immune, but
Yeah, it never
But
said.
also, it never said
It never
immune.
said immune to
Randall
damage.
just lied.
Whoa.
what?
He said he thought it said that.
Oh no,
No,
he lied. People
the
died.
Island Fever, the Dukudo tripod, existing immune to damage while casting a skill, and ignores all enemy defense.
He found it.
Change elemental gauge can no longer be attained, but damage increases.
What skill is that?
Island Fever.
The punchy skill. It has some fists as its icon.
That one.
Yeah. Existing immune to damage while casting a skill and ignores all enemy defense and attacking. Immune to damage. I mean, you might actually be immune to damage.
No, wait, that never had.
Well, I just know what I can read on the screen, okay? I don't know what it actually does.
Oh, I think immune to damage means push immunity. That's what they mean.
Ah,
Okay. It's still
I see.
that's
That makes
probably
sense.
also what the other one means.
It's
Yeah.
a good thing Detective Randall was on the case.
still
Yeah.
OP though. Push immunity.
I guess.
Because it's instead of just after you, like the other one's problem was after you went in the, yeah, okay, so you just push immune during the skill.
That's good.
So what is this?
More
Increasing
skills need that.
critical damage to enemies. Increase critical damage to enemies by, okay, they buffed it by like 10%. Okay.
It's not by
So
10%,
instead of
but-
being,
But
Well,
we never took that skill, so
never took it, okay. Or that tripod or this whole skill?
the tripod, sorry.
So instead of this being a holding operation, dealing 800% of basic absorbed hit for 1.5 seconds, affect enemies, gather energy and explode in an instant. The exploded energy looks like a huge dragon. Okay? And the damage to
This is
enemies
a buff.
who are immune to push
That's-
immune are...
It's the tripod that we took. Now they changed it.
Yeah, so now it's
They
instant instead of a
changed
charge.
it to being instant instead of hold.
Yeah. At the cost of losing the 800% charge damage. Absorb? I don't... Sounds weird. And attracting enemies. I mean... Might be a buff?
Attracting enemies just means that it's sucked in people. Sucked in.
Okay.
Oh,
The last shot
yeah.
tripod has been changed. Instead of attack speed increased by 20 and the damage it's inflicted on the enemy hit by the last hit has been changed from being 90% on the last hit to 195.
Sounds like we're taking
That's
that
a huge.
tripod instead.
That's a
Yeah.
big.
Fucking big bonk. Okay. Oh, okay, so this is Bringing of the Wind God. Did you use this? This is the
Yes, that was
tornado.
our second highest damage skill.
Ugh, 47.2% damage nerf.
Oh, wait, is that the first nerf in the whole?
Keep reading
spreadsheet?
it.
When the
keep
sk-
reading
Yeah,
is
when
it's
this-
on
that
the-
it? Is
When the skill ends, the motion has
Uh-huh.
been changed to a more
And
natural
deals-
motion.
Double damage because that's
No.
what it needs.
This skill,
Like-
people, didn't you guys hate this skill because it's so awkward to land?
but it was our second highest damage
Yeah,
skill.
but, like,
Well, they just gave you
Well,
that. They just gave you that damage on these. Like they gave these two skills big
No,
damage.
they took damage from other tripods and added it as a baseline. It's not.
What they gave you
not
massive.
the
This is
same.
still massive damage to this skill.
You don't
and-
know that, Egg.
I mean, how could it not
It-
be?
How,
They
how,
they
what do you
look.
mean?
This skill is just better. This skill got 26%
Oh,
base,
okay.
and then they
Egg
buffed
Egg math. If it just bigger number, therefore that means it must be better.
this
It
skill.
doesn't mean it.
Where did this skill get a nerf? This skill only got tripod buffs.
That's
Yeah.
one skill.
But the wind skill, which was the bigger damage skill, got nerfed.
Yeah, but this makes up
Sure.
for that, and we haven't
But
finished going
this
through their
also-
skills.
Sure, but
Also, I'm
this-
sure you have more skills on the class.
You might not use the tornado anymore,
Yeah,
or you might still use the tornado, and it's just weak.
and it's now your 5th highest damage instead of the 2nd. But the
That
other
was
ones,
also our best Chaos Dungeon skill. By the way, Egg.
Rip.
rip.
Okay.
I mean, it's
I don't know.
chaos dungeon. You'll still.
Chaos
I
Dungeon
think
isn't
you'll
that
be okay.
great. It's our only skill that's carrying out Chaos Dungeon though.
Yeah.
I think you need a bigger gem on it.
Blast formation. This is blast formation, right? Explosion.
Yep.
So its damage is
got
reduced by 28%. The weakness capture. So the weak point
Has been changed.
has been changed to it freezes. Okay, that's probably gonna be moved somewhere else than that
Yeah,
damage.
it's probably you won't be taking.
So it's changed. This other one's now been changed to flame. The attack hits it, burns it for 5 seconds, dealing in damage a second to 6 times. That sounds weird. Lucky
That's the one that
bubble.
we took.
Lucky bubble has been changed to not give a bubble with 90% probability. It's the explosion expands in 3 directions. The damage to enemies increases by 60%.
That'll probably.
So
be
now
what
it's
you take
now it's multiple hits or something. 3 directions. It
They
sounds like it.
They combined the last tripod with that now. Or they took the
Yeah.
last tripod and put in the second.
Okay. Cold explosion. So the freeze has just become this. After the third explosion, another large explosion occurs. So that's what you're talking about? Of the basic damage? They just moved this one.
No, I'm talking about the Lucky Bubble one.
Lucky Bubble. Oh, okay.
There was a tripod before,
Hmm.
at the end, that made it shoot out in 3 directions, and then they replaced it with the Lucky Bubble to the second row.
Okay. After a third explosion, so now you have after a third explosion, you get another explosion that does big damage.
Yeah, now they they basically just removed our third row tripods down to the second row.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we're gonna get a new third row tripod coming
Change
up.
fire attributes. So immediately jump high and make a final hit. The 5 explosions occur in that. If 5 explosions occur in that place, increasing damage to enemies by 80%.
That just sounds like our current tripod, but now more of the final damage part, which is the worst part about the skill.
Oof.
So yeah, they move. Yeah, okay, they move that down there. So damage dealt when attacking an enemy who is push immune has been increased by 96%.
So there was a weak point tripod at
Yeah,
level 1, and
that was-
this is what, level 3?
Yeah, it's
It
being
looks like
60.
they changed every tripod for
Yeah,
this skill.
instead of
so
being
the first
60,
3 are
it's
the
nice.
first row, the second 3 are the new second row,
Yeah,
and the final 2 are the new third row.
yeah. So this one's now 96. So it's bigger than that one, but the skill lost big damage there. I don't actually, but they also buffed this explosion's basic damage. by a
Well, are you
little
going to
bit.
be taking weakness capture or final explosion?
Hard
Big
to say. I don't know, they just changed the
Yeah.
order of skills, and it's hard to see.
I don't
Big
know
explosion
if
after third
reducing
explosion,
the
another
bubble
explosion
consumption
occurs.
is valuable.
Damage to enemies from the last explosion.
Well, it is because of our tripod, our engraving. When we have 4 bubbles available, we do more damage.
Okay,
So using less bubbles.
good.
But the thing is that this skill was used last in our rotation, so we always had 4 or 3 bubbles for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
maybe
if-
maybe your rotation gets different though.
Yeah.
hard to say.
Damage to enemies from the last explosion attack is increased by 95%. Elemental bubble consumption is reduced to 1.
It usually uses 2.
So would this
Right.
be better than this other one?
It's hard to say because this skill was used last in our rotation, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see.
The attack range of multiple hits is increased on your awakening. It sounds like that sounds like I know that Wardancer has like 8 builds or something. So
Fuck.
that's
even
gonna
more.
be
it's gonna be
Interesting.
It's gonna be spicy. I bet the Wardancer
Twice
section of
changed,
I bet the Wardancer section of Inven is. I think this is going to result in positive though.
They
Other
even
than
talk about the new skills. Like they just said they're adding 2 new
They
skills.
just added
They
two
just
new
added
skills.
new
Yeah, we
skills.
don't know what they do.
that's usually what they do though, is they let people just find
Yeah.
out on the PTR what they do. So there's always a chance that these skill because you got a new esoteric skill, the Conquering Emperor
2.
Fist.
Well, it seems like we got 2.
Well, this one's not Eso, right? Oi means Eso. I'm guessing because all the Ois were before a skill I know that's Eso. So whatever. So that's sounds like there's got to be a lot of cooking going on for Wardancer. That's probably the
Right.
other than they didn't change the way that your fart cloud works, but maybe now you don't need the fart cloud.
Well, they did change the way the fart cloud works, where you can
cancel it
deactivate
now.
and then
Yeah.
reactivate it.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be. Sounds like there's a lot of cooking for Wardancers to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, I see Scrapper. Scrapper.
Hold on, I wanted to. Can we read the developer comment on Wardancer? I want to see what they think, or the developers think.
Okay.
This isn't what they wanted.
This
This isn't. They didn't let us do what we wanted.
is with an intuitive playstyle and uses only basic martial arts skills. Due to fixed skills and tripod options, it's currently difficult to find the class's original characteristics. By adding new skills and improving the tripod structure of existing skills, we wanted to provide a fun of selecting skills and tripods, giving them options, while also presenting a variety of combat styles.
They want you to just be able to pick whatever on Wardancer and do cool shit. They want different Wardancers to use different skills.
Or have the
But I
option,
don't
because
think
I guess
that's
they're.
ever gonna. Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know
But
that
they
that's
know
ever
that's
gonna
never
happen.
gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly.
They know
People
everyone's
just
gonna
look up the guide and pick those skills.
I mean,
Something's always better.
like Arcana is a class that's pretty successful in that regard, though. Like Arcana has options. Like we're able to
I think that's because
Shoot.
so much is shoved
RNG.
into either Emperor or your Ruin stack thing. And so,
Or
like, your
just
other shit just
RNG.
less matters. Yeah.
It's all RNG. The whole class is RNG.
I mean, we're just able to use different skill tripods based on, like, you can use different skill tripods if you want to bank more on your cards or on the skill, which, like, is the point of the class, but there is options like that.
What?
There's also options on...
I
There's
didn't
also
realize
on
Baby
Solstice.
Demon Armin had a dash. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
fucking Giga
Scrapper.
Chad.
Shock skill damage coefficient from spec has been reduced. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Changed from 0.4 to 0.36. It was already pretty bad coefficient, whatever. Skill, explosions, seismic strike. Okay.
So that's your spec scaling, right?
What
That
is...
got reduced there
Yeah.
in the stats?
Hold on, I need to go to Scrapper. I gotta figure out what fucking ability I'm looking at.
Scrapper login. That
Did you
looks
get
like
your,
the punch
progress?
skill.
Seismic strike?
Maybe not.
Seismic strike
Punch,
sounds like
punch,
earthquake.
punch skill on the punch class, I guess.
Seismic strike
Yeah, I
sound...
feel like I was very descriptive.
It's not continuous push. Continuous push have a very easy
No.
name.
Continuous push is a different icon.
Iron
I'm talking
cannon
about the
blow?
one where you go...
Yeah.
and then you
battering
go
fist.
with one...
Yeah.
battering fist.
Yeah, but yeah, that icon looks like it. But this is seismic strike. This is the new skills icon. Seismic strike has been replaced with explosion
Okay.
fist. I'm trying to figure out what seismic strike can be.
Okay. I don't think anyone used that.
Seismic shredding. It's got to be shredding strike. No, that was a
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
It's got to be a green. It's got to be a yellow skill.
Yeah, it has to be a yellow skill.
Yeah, so it's earthquake.
Maybe
It's earthquake chain. It's got to be. Got to be earthquake chain.
What was its name? That
Earthquake
got
chain.
removed? What got
Seismic
removed?
strike.
Seismic strike. Yeah, earthquake chain makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be earthquake
I mean,
chain.
we can maybe later it'll bring up earthquake chain, and then we can reconvene.
Ooh,
and
no.
try and figure out
I
what
can
it
see.
is.
No. It's the green one, because I'm about to read the next. I'm about to read the next one. Wind God Fist, Chain of Resonance, which is a yellow skill, has become a green skill.
Okay. They're flipping.
They're flipping, yeah. Chain of Resonance gem has been changed to Fist of the Wind gem. Dude, now I need to see some gameplay. I need to see the skill. What does the skill
It's gonna
do?
be small. Scrapper doesn't have animations, Egg. Don't worry.
Yeah. You're gonna like
Crushing blow.
move your fist down into the Arthur pose, and then
And
just
I'm
kinda,
sure we're
like,
getting
launch.
animation rework right below this.
No. What?
Surely.
Ah,
Surely.
copium.
I'm scrolling
Copium
past it. I'm
shuttle.
spoiling it then, and I'm scrolling to find
No,
it.
what? We gotta go through the abilities.
Shredding Strike's not getting deleted, by the way. I just spoiled it. I saw it. Crushing Blow has now been, instead of bleeding, puts the enemy in a bleeding state for... What? Oh, it's just a guarantee instead of 50%. Okay, yeah, that was kind of dumb before. The
Did
crit
you
rate...
use this?
Yeah,
No.
you... Yes. Yes.
What?
Yes.
No.
Do you?
Yes, on Shock.
Okay.
Yes!
Oh, on shock. Okay.
Yeah. This is your synergy skill. Also,
On
it's
shock, yeah.
it's also the other skill you can use instead of Fierce Tiger Strike on Tai. A lot of people like
Wait,
this
you
one.
use bleed though?
Yes.
So the
You
synergy-
use
Okay.
The synergy only worked 50% of the time.
No, that was
No,
the
the
first
bleed
level of
only worked
tripod. This is the
50%.
second
Sorry.
level of tripod. So it's instead of the existing crit rate of so instead of guaranteeing crit and crit damage by 75%, it's now it just gives the whole skill crit rate by 100%. Okay, well this skill is no longer an option to go to 10. What that sounds like to
Yeah.
me. It's just a guaranteed. It's just a 4 skill. What they reduced it to anyway, because this doesn't change the skill at
Yeah.
all. It's not going to be used. It's not good.
Yeah. It's losing crit damage essentially, and that's bad.
Well, it's a 3-hit skill, so this guaranteeing a crit on all parts.
I
is-
guess, but it's still losing
Ye-
crit damage.
It still just doesn't have base damage, so you're just gonna leave it at level 4.
Yeah.
Descent of Dragons. Ooh. Damage increased by 12.5%.
That's Dragon
Right.
Advent.
The skill's hit judgment location has been moved closer to the striking fist. Fuck! They made it
That's
smaller.
unfortunate. Probably,
Even
yeah.
less.
Even less animation.
Even less animation. Even
No,
smaller
but like
hit.
Dragon Advent is fucking huge. Like
yeah.
Yeah, that's
a
why they had to make it
large.
smaller.
giga
This
large.
doesn't fit Scrapper.
Do you use the skill?
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
It's like our second biggest damage skill.
Dragon
so
This is
is
a
good.
good buff then.
Yeah,
Yes.
damage up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And
still,
You just gotta aim it now.
all in
better.
one. Yeah, but you wanted to aim it because you followed this skill up with your skill that needs you to be in the boss's ass cheeks for
Yeah.
maximum
All of
damage.
them?
No, that's not
Exactly.
actually all of them, but
Whoa! Original shock change stamina. This is the reset counter.
yeah, it's now a wait. How am I
So
supposed to?
yellow?
Yeah, damage during PvP is reduced by. That's fine, but now it's a stamina skill. The cooldown percussion skill is reset. The cooldown of the percussion skill has been reset, so it can be used sooner when used. Oh, you can animation cancel it harder.
You could just punch
Oh,
faster.
that's
Punch.
So instead of
That's
the
sick.
yeah, so and then the bleeding tripod that you were never going to use is now better, but that's fine. That's an improvement. This being changed to stamina,
Stamina is.
that's a huge buff to Ty, because we used the damage gem on this skill on Ty.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it gets the benefit of your engraving now.
But
The
shock,
only
but
issue
on
is-
shock this got gutted though, because this was also a big damage skill on shock. We used this to fill in the gap.
The problem
this
with
does-
it on,
This does give a
but
shock
you're
meter.
gonna run
though.
out of energy.
That's what I
Mm,
was just thinking.
maybe. But
You're,
on
like,
on
one
shock though, this is
green
insane.
skill,
On
might
shock
be
though, this
enough.
is insane. 'Cause
Yeah,
now we
but
get-
you might have
you
to.
use death rattle. That might not be enough.
Yeah, you might have to get critical blow back in instead of.
Or
then-
one of the new skills.
Yeah, true.
So this is damage during
True.
PvE on Battering Fist has been reduced by 5.2. When making a jab attack, the
Badge.
gauntlet grows red and the attack has a 50% chance to bleed. Yeah, energy consumption increased by 10, but holy shit!
The damage went up.
Huge.
Justice Plunder. Hold on.
Why
You
does
could
your
use it
class
as a
have
filler
this
before.
50% bleed chance thing? Wow, what's going on?
They removed that one.
Why is your class just RNG built?
Not anymore.
Damage RNG.
Wait, where is this? Oh, it's this one. Righteous Pillage has been... But instead of the last attack's damage plus... the Giga hit, though. So now this is just increases... Oh, okay, yeah, that's the tripod we used then. Because this skill hits
Yeah.
like 15 times.
Yeah, and so there won't be as much emphasis on the last hit anymore.
That's the part we need to be in the boss's ass, because it has no range on the last hit.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. I'll take that.
That's continuous punch, right? The one that walks you forward.
No, the next one
Oh.
is.
Next one,
Oh, I'm
continue.
sorry,
Push
okay.
forward is continuous push. So when your health decrease, so it's when you're below 50% health, damage is increased by 80%. This was dumb. Recovers 1.5
Yeah.
fighting spirit energy with each hit. What is fighting spirit? Is that shock? That's stamina. Gotta be
That
stamina
has to be stamina.
with each hit.
Yeah.
So this is still not good.
It might be
Ugh.
good to recover your energy so you can roundhouse sweep. Smile.
I don't. You don't want to be standing there without. No, you don't want pushing a holding skill on a scrapper. Not gonna work.
True.
Iron Cannon Blow. Okay, this is our second.
Mhm.
Okay,
Oh,
Increased by
four.
14.3? This still hits really hard.
the final judgment range of skill has been. It's bigger on the final hit as well. Nice. Cooldown. Actually, Dragon Advent
Badge.
is tied with this skill for second
Wait, this is
most
a
damage,
huge buff. It also
Yeah.
gets 8% damage?
but it no longer gets the 7% cooldown.
7-second cooldown.
7-second cooldown reduced,
Ooh.
which is important.
Yeah, but like, this is gonna hit fucking gigantic. You
Yeah.
take the cooldown
Increase.
one right now.
Yeah, it's just gonna be
You're gonna hit. It gets 14.3% base and also a new 80% tripod.
Is this shock or
This is for
No, this is tie.
tie.
Yeah.
Notably, there is something to note about shock. Is shock can run 2 tie skills because they do damage still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This ability is gonna hit really fucking hard.
Yeah, but the cooldown might be a problem.
Yeah.
Maybe.
get more swiftness?
This is already a skill that has better.
Get more swiftness and ditch more crit on my class that has no way to
No.
get crit.
Check hover your cooldowns on like Iron Cannon Blow versus Battering Fist. I think Iron Cannon Blow already had a lower cooldown.
Nope, they're the same.
But
Stuff used to line up
They're
pretty good.
they're
gems and
all
everything.
the 4 skills on tie are the same. So you have to run all the same cooldown gems because they go in the rotation at the same.
they're the same cooldown base, but then you get quick prep on Iron Cannon Blow.
Yeah,
Or your the tripod on Iron Cannon Blow, which makes it lower.
yeah, but you need to. This skill needs to. You need to land 2 iron cannon blows and 1 battering fist rotation.
Yeah, but that won't be the case anymore.
Yeah, but that's not how Ty's played. Ty's played about constantly hitting. Now you just have to. Now there's going to be a gap. You already almost had it. You already run this amount of swiftness because if you run less, you have a gap.
Just get resets.
Yeah, get resets
reset.
on your sweep,
Resets on my
By,
sweep.
Refer-
which is now a tie
by
skill.
Alu, and when I delete entropy.
True.
Play Dominion for skill cooldown. Referee, damage increased by 51%. Okay.
That's a huge increase.
Why
in
did they not
damage.
just delete this skill, bro? This skill's so awkward.
Everyone hates this skill. This is the one where you jump up into the air and then like you smack the ground and it's really.
It's your party synergy, weak point level 2, stagger, and a counter. This is like the same problem that Soulfist's ability has, and swing.
Swing. Yep.
But
You have to
everyone
hold
hates
swing
this
because-
skill.
Shot consumption has
because
been
it's
changed
so
to
good, but you have to
20.
use
Okay,
swing
that's
because it's
lower.
so good.
Damagification tripod has been changed as follows. Oh, it's 12 instead of 8 seconds. Okay, I mean... Okay, I'm being honest now. This is what you have to run on Shock. Because now Roundup Sweep's not a Shock skill. This skill is going to actually do damage.
Referee.
Wait, this might mean you only ran... Crushing Smite not for Shock skill recovery, but for party synergy. So now we can just replace Crushing Smite with this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, might be good. Might be good.
Maybe you're like Slayer and you don't run synergy anymore.
I mean,
Slayer always runs.
there's a build for Slayer to not run synergy for Punisher.
Egg doesn't run
I run it.
synergy.
I have it. There's just a build that you don't. If you have a Gunlancer and a Deathblade, there's a build for Punisher that does not use party synergy because they can be greedy as fuck, and you can literally burst. If you have all 10 gems on that Slayer build, you can do your burst and then hit the 3 skills. If the 2 parts of all 3 skills land, you go right back into burst mode again with no downtime. It's like a 5-second downtime on burst on Igniter. It's fucking crazy. But it's really annoying to play, and your team has to be cracked. Yeah. But yeah, so death rattle. Okay, tax distance has been increased by 2.4 meters. That sounds pretty good.
That's quite a big increase.
Yeah. Finishing attack tripods, damage to enemies
First
with
rapper.
below than 50% health.
Quadrupled the distance.
So instead of 70% to below 50, it's now just a baseline of 50%. I already ran this.
You already ran that tripod? Question mark.
Finishing blow. No, we didn't.
Yeah, I
We
still
run
don't
six,
think you.
single target damage. Oh, nope. There are a lot of cases though now where we get fucked because there's like an ad in some fights. It'll be a conditional tripod. You'll use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll use it.
Which means you have to have that one leveled up.
I have it at 5.
Okay.
A turning blow.
Critical blow.
He's getting a lot
critical
of amulets for this, I'm sure.
Damage during PvE has been reduced by... Oh, they reduced its damage by 29%. The default charge time has been reduced to 0.5. Thank God. The judgment range of skill has been increased, okay? The superheat sound wave tripod effect has been changed as follows. Oh, it's now just generic damage, but it's less.
And also the energy increase.
This is too nerfed though. I don't think you can use it still.
Yeah.
I think they are scared of this skill being too good. It has the potential to be required. I just don't think it's a great skill. And they're not like it didn't get a fundamental rework, so it's okay. Leave it not being used. Ooh, hey. Highest stagger on Chain Destruction Fist. I like this skill.
Ed, rate the skill. I don't know.
Yan Huan Panic Skin.
One Passinkin.
Person, yeah, whatever. The
that makes more sense. Thank you, Percy.
the number of hits in the ground, damage received is reduced by 20 before. Increases the damage by up to 52%. Okay. The number of hits in the ground increased by 1, and for each hit, the cooldown is reduced by per enemy hit up to so it's per each enemy. Oh, so it's a Chaos Dungeon skill. Oh, they're making it work in Chaos Dungeon now because it was like our main damage in Chaos Dungeon on Shock, but then we had to wait like 6 seconds between it. That's I'll take it.
It looks better. One more hit is also a damage increase, right?
Yeah, but I mean, we didn't use that tripod anyway.
Okay, fair enough. What does it compete against?
Expert action. I don't know what expert action would be. Skillfulness?
Damage reduced.
It would be skillfulness, yeah. We never use that at all. We use Endless Rage. It'll just be for Chaos. It's a Chaos Dungeon buff, which is huge, because our Chaos Dungeon's annoying. Jin Yang Chulquan. Yeah. No, Shock has AoE, just not uptime. Tai doesn't have AoE, but has uptime.
Quote AoE.
Raise your fist forward, dealing damage, launching the enemy and leaping. When you press the additional key after jumping, it flies to the mouse point and slams down. Okay? A downward attack increase damage by 15% to enemies suffering from abnormal attacks.
It's like the Artillerist blaps. Deal increased damage to downed enemies.
Staggered. Yeah.
That's what I would assume that means.
Oh, it's just this is a baseline change to the skill.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's just when the boss is staggered, it'll take a little bit more damage.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wait,
What
no,
is
it already
skill?
did that. It used to be 50. Now it's 15.
Oh.
What
you're
is
right.
this?
This is chain destruction fit, or not chain destruction fit. Oh fuck.
Uh-oh.
Rising potent fist, potent rising fist.
Okay.
What's the Korean name?
You already pronounced the Korean name
Oh,
once.
yeah. Okay, my bad. I missed it.
Yeah, that smash inflicts plus 50% damage against pushed foes. Oh, so now,
Pushed.
yeah,
Okay.
but that was big for our Chaos Dungeon because we used this.
I see.
Yeah.
But now
But
it does more
minimal
raid damage if they're staggered. I guess it's fine.
Well, we don't know that it's against staggered, right?
From
we're assuming-
suffering,
That could suffering from abnormal could mean push. No,
I think it means staggered.
or fallen or
It's different wording.
Yeah.
I think it means staggered.
it is
Yeah.
different wording because it
yeah.
says suffering from damage in the existing. So suffering from abnormal, yeah, I would assume that that's staggered.
Yeah, damage increased by 7.8%. Okay, the damage rate of
All
downward
these-
attack has been increased. Okay, so it hits faster because it used to not work until you landed all the way. Okay, the judgment range downward attack has been reduced. Oh fuck! It got tinier. The action. It's
His
huge
little
though.
arms.
It's huge though.
Continuing the lore.
Gobium.
This skill, this skill, if it wasn't back attack focused, would be like crippling barrier, the holding circle that Worm would see me cast on Soulfist. It's large, like it's real big attack
This is an
radius.
interesting first tripod change.
Yeah, after jumping low and hitting, jump again once more. Change to normal operate. Wait, okay, sweet.
Yeah, it's no longer combos.
The attack of
now.
raising his fist is removed, and he immediately jumps into the air, flips, and slams down. Wait, but there's no more damage. Oh, fuck, that's bad, though.
Yeah.
Ooh, but it could be better because of the generic damage increase.
You also just go fast. Like it comes
Yeah,
out
but
faster.
Shock is a slow...
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
consistent, but it's just weird. We're weird. We're a weird build. We're like consistent
plot.
damage, but big numbers.
It's blotting. Yeah.
You're always shoved inside the boss's ass anyway.
When hitting a downward attack... And hitting a downward attack additional... Just fighting spirit. Oh, I don't care about that.
Stamina.
Damage received when hitting an enemy is reduced by 6% damage sex. Fist of Destruction. Is that...
This seems like
okay.
a Chaos Dungeon thing.
Yeah. It's been just reworked to be better for Chaos Dungeon. Okay.
Yeah.
Cold Strike has become... So instead of push immunity... It's now a Chaos Dungeon tripod? What? Okay. Give me that damage back somewhere. We don't use the... When our health is below...
This very much seems like a Chaos
So it's no
Dungeon
longer-
skill now.
Impact energy is planted to the point where the shock was struck, causing an explosion after 1 second, dealing additional damage equal to 60%. Okay, we didn't use this anyway, so I don't think we're going to use it anyway. Cold Strike. Because they haven't changed objective hit.
Do you use this skill in your raid setup, or is this only a Chaos Dungeon skill?
Oh, wait. This is our raid setup, so that now we have to use this tripod. Aerial bombardment. Okay, please, air raid, save me. It's made against enemy suffering from damage. Making a downward attack, it hits enemies along with the dragon. Damage to enemies. Okay, so it's moved here now.
Okay.
But it's half of the effectiveness
Yeah.
with base damage. Seems like the skill just goes really fast, but is less damage overall. When attack is made by the Raising Fist. I mean, it could if Shock's playstyle is becoming green, tie but green.
Yeah.
When an attack is made by raising a fist against enemy suffering damage. Okay, they just put it. They put it here. It's here now. They just move. They just flip them like they did with the Wardancer. So it's just on the third row now.
Right. That seems to be the case with a lot of these changed every tripod skills, is that they just kind of shuffled things.
The damage of the downward attack increases, and the attack range is increased by 30%. Attack range increased by 30%. Damage from the downward attack increases by 120. The amount of the explosion damage that occurs when learning a blow of rage also increases.
That's a blow of anger, by the way.
So they want you to use this together. So putting this together with the old one, if it stacks, if the numbers work like that, it's very similar damage. But the skill will just operate. It sounds like the skill is just supposed to operate better. Because going up and then immediately down is so clean. Because this skill doesn't have paralysis or push immunity.
Obviously.
So you're doing one kick, flip into the air, and then a third hit, and if any point during that the boss farts,
yeah,
you're done. Yeah. Sounds like this skill will need to be tested. I'm kind of holding out hope for that new skill. Those two new skills, though.
True. We know nothing about
shredding strike. The unused. God, what the fuck did we design a holding skill that makes me move 2 inches? Okay, damage has been increased by 13%. Okay. Shredding strike. What is this one? Radical fist. So violent fist. So it's a burn. Deals lightning damage. Okay. So a burn.
What deals brain?
Yeah. Rational action has been changed to swift hands. Reasonable action has become swift hands. Okay. The skills tripods are very dumb. Very, very dumb. Strike preparation movement becomes 35% faster? Fuck, that's not really that good. Unconventional move has been moved to concussion. Okay, well there goes any damage. This skill is like no damage on tripods. It's just utility tripods for a skill that doesn't do damage. Overflowing power? Increase the damage depending on the amount of shock gauge you have. So like Death Rattles thing. Become immune to push immune. Okay, I'm not getting damage yet still. Damage to enemies increased by a fixed 60%. Okay. Attack by quickly swinging your fist horizontally while moving forward. When the first attack is successful, it strikes an additional 2 times using recoil and does not blow the enemy away anymore, but the total damage of the skill increases by 80%. Okay, it's got multiple hits, more. Okay, now we're getting there. Let cook.
But in order to take that tripod, you can't take push immunity.
What? No, it's instead of shock control right here.
What? This is going to be... So
shock control has been changed to unconventional move.
Correct, but every time... Yes, but the thing above it in the notes is push immunity.
Yes.
And that's going to be on the same line.
Yeah. Fuck push immunity, whatever.
Okay, I'm just letting you know.
We didn't have push immunity. We didn't have push immunity anyway, so we would take this regardless.
So the first 3, you're probably going to take the faster and then the double hit?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And hard armor. Change to light speed strike.
Hard armor.
30 armor. So instead of having 62% damage reduced while charging, you rush at very high speed and return to your original position. Whoa. So you go, oh, it's the Arcana skill. You go, wah! Forward, back. Damage to enemies increased by 60%.
That doesn't seem as good as the deal more damage. The other one seems a lot better.
It'll be interesting, though, because, I mean, again...
Yeah.
It's an option. It seems like they're trying to give the fighters some more options here.
It seems
A
like
little bit of
the
unique
first
playstyle.
line, you're almost always going to want the faster attack.
Unless
thingy.
you don't need it because you're
Yeah,
like
true.
lightning damage is damage.
Maybe.
Okay, we'll check out the third row. Surprise attack. Attack speed plus 30, stamina gain. Okay, totally useless. Has become bonus damage depending on the amount of impact. So it's, yeah, this is now moving that tripod down, and it's up to 168. Whereas before it was up to 120. Okay, so they're moving it down and it's stronger. No more attack speed increase though, but you could mix that with the other tripod.
Yeah.
So instead of having push immunity, we didn't use the skill anyway. So damage to enemies increases by 50%, and deals an additional 20% damage in Fighting Spirit State. Fighting?
Egg, what's a fighting spirit state?
I don't know. That sounds new. I don't know what Fighting Spirit State is. It might mean... Fighting Spirit probably means Taijutsu. It probably means if you have the Taijutsu engraving equipped.
Oh, makes sense.
Which is
That could be
weird
true.
because this is a green skill. But it could be trying to... They do try to incentivize on tie and shock a reason to run one of the other skills, so...
Yeah. Like, what's an example? Doesn't Death Rattle or Critical Blow have one of those tripods already?
No.
Okay.
Well, never mind then.
We've got... What skill was this one looking at? Shredding Strike. What does it have on it? So it's a weak point level 2, stagger, mid-high, and it already has paralysis immunity. The skill's kind of loaded in terms of that, though. But that's pretty good. Weak point 2, mid-high stagger. Shock stagger is not the greatest.
Correct.
Okay, and then we've got Supernova. God, this skill's so fucking cool. Okay, it's been changed from... I'm guessing it's becoming high as stagger.
Maybe.
I'm guessing it's probably going from mid-high to high.
That could be true.
That
Yeah.
would make sense. And then the attack range of the skill has been increased. Okay. For enemy hit by last hit to fly has been slightly shortened. Okay. Oh, for the last hit to... That probably means the last hit to activate.
Mhm.
I hope. The effect of the Justice Plunder tripod. Shock consumption reduced by 30. But the cooldown is increased by 7 seconds.
Oh, plunder. I thought you said plunger.
Mhm.
Justice plunger.
So wait. Oh, now they're just reducing its shock consumption.
But
Okay.
it's not getting a cooldown increase.
This could be a tie skill. Put this in the tie now. That's the tie tripod.
Cool.
Now, yeah, it would be the tie tripod. I don't know if you're...
Not quick prep.
It would depend, because tie is swiftness, right? So you could, if this just used... I don't know.
I mean, do you
Maybe
really care about shock consumption on...
Probably not.
Yeah.
So, Awakening. Effect has been added to recover all fighting energy. Fighting energy? What does this mean?
Stamina,
Both, maybe?
probably?
Is it both?
Could be both, yeah.
Yeah, an effect is to recover all fighting energy when the skill is hit. So it refills
I
your
don't know.
meter when your awakening hits. Damage
cool.
of the big paunch has been increased by 9.1. The condition that damage decreases and distance from target increases has been removed. So it just does full damage.
So you can just
Nuts.
punch.
Ooh, you don't have to be in the boss's butt anymore.
Yeah.
You
Identity.
still do for your
Oh.
skills.
A new identity skill. Radiant. I don't want a Z key. I want to make this very clear. I didn't want a Z key.
Well,
That was the part of shock that was awesome. It was fucking no like Z key. You
Guess
can obtain
what?
fighting spirit energy by attacking and hitting enemies. They did not say that there was a coefficient for generating it with spec. Once you have obtained all fighting spirit energy, you can use fighting spirit release. Am I
Oh.
Soul Fist?
by pressing
Yes.
Z. Okay, I'll let him cook.
Uh-huh.
When using
Maybe
fighting
you
spirit,
still don't use it.
it strikes nearby enemies with a shockwave, increasing
Maybe
the damage the hit
It's your
But
synergy.
the hit target receives from themselves and party member 6. That okay? I'm letting them cook. When using Fighting Spirit, the mobility skill is reset. Okay, now
Space bar,
that's
space bar,
that's
G,
awesome.
space bar, space
That's
bar.
awesome. Yeah, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll press Z. I'll
That's
press
pretty
Z.
good.
Fighting Spirit status effect. For a certain period of time, skills can be used regardless of stamina and shock energy reserves. Wait, what?
What?
Oh,
That's nuts.
huge. That's
Incapacitating
nuts.
damage to enemies increased by 20%. So I'm guessing it's stagger
Staggers,
damage.
probably?
Increased by 20%, yeah. Mobility
Uh-huh.
cooldown is halved and it's
Wait,
Woo!
that's insane.
Oh god.
You get to go demon mode.
Holy shit.
That's awesome, dude.
It's actually more like Drizzle.
It's actually more like goblin mode.
It's it's like Wind Fury's, the way Wind Fury does. Okay, that's cool. Or it's like kind of like what is it? Pistolier does that with their resetting their a bunch of mobility resets. It's cool.
Okay.
So shock training has been changed as follows. It used to be the damage effect goes by 20 and recovers maximum impact energy every second. The damage of shock skills increases by 20%, and when using a shock skills, 20% of the consumed shock gauge is returned. Okay. In Fighting Spirit state, are we going to be able to use all of one color now? That's what that sounds like that wants us to do.
You no longer regenerate the enemy or the energy though.
Yeah, but if we
Right.
get a chunk of it back,
But that's worse.
I mean, not if we just use. So shock
That means
used.
you can't just use one color.
Okay, but we need a mobility skill. We're always going to run Charging Blow.
Okay, but you can't just use one color.
Okay, when I said just one color, I meant of the damage abilities.
Maybe.
So now we're gonna get.
This makes it to where you certainly cannot just run one color. Because you
Unless
have
the-
no way
Right.
of regenerating.
Unless the amount it gives back is substantial.
It's 20%, and you have no other way of generating
But
that meter.
let cook. In Fighting Spirit state, it costs nothing.
True.
Yeah, but you're not going to be in fighting spirit state.
We don't know
all
that.
the time.
You don't know that. It could be permanent if you're hitting.
There's no way that's going to be permanent.
Yeah.
You read the line, it says duration 65 seconds.
Actually, in Fighting Spirit state, attack speed increases 20%, but the duration is reduced to 5. What's its base duration?
20.
I don't know.
It says 10.
That's 10 on
10.
That's 10 on your synergy skill.
Yeah.
Or on the synergy.
So I guess we don't know its
It doesn't-
duration.
Yeah.
Is reduced
It
to
just
5.
says for a certain period of time.
But
skills
that
can
could
be used
mean-
without-
Yeah, it sounds like that you could. It's like a burst mode now. We're actually a burst class
Yeah.
on shock. But that means that if you
yes,
can
during
use,
when you press your identity, you will be able to just fire off all of your green skills.
shock boys, which we could
because
already
it has no cost.
which we could already do,
He's swapping back. I can see it.
which we
already.
could
haven't read the next
which we could already do. But now it seems like you could manage your shock bar. It depends on how much fighting energy you gain. Which notably, none of the tripods gave fighting energy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guess it is insanely easy to get.
So
Either that or
is your Sinji now the fighting spirit? Is that the only way to play it?
No, our skills
They
still
didn't
have it on the
remove.
tripod. It sounds
Yeah,
like we
they
have.
didn't remove the
yeah.
other ones.
We just
So
have.
you got like 2 synergies now.
Yeah.
You probably just won't use if you can keep it up 100% of the time with your Z. You
I
just
mean-
would drop the synergy skill.
I'm going to guess that this one is a unique synergy, kind of like how Destroyer has two when their identity's
That could
up.
be true too.
So I'm gonna guess it's a unique identity skill or synergy. So that's cool.
Energy.
This attack speed increase is awesome for shock
Yeah.
skills. That sounds
Yeah, it
really good.
is.
I am so excited to see this comboed. Honestly, this
Right.
idea might make shock consumption tripods worth. So you can still,
I mean,
so you can still
it
burst
is
out of the
also
state.
possible that it gives you. It does say 20% of the consumed.
Yeah.
Because it could work off like the original cost of the thing, not the reduced cost, but I don't think it would. It says
There's
consumed, but
No way you would
it's a
use,
translation, so we don't know.
There's no way you would use only shock skills because
You-
what
you
if you
couldn't.
miss? What if you
Even
miss?
even if you landed every skill,
Yeah, you're always going to
you
run
have to have a way to.
You're always going to
generate
run Charging Blow, which has like a 3-second cooldown on no matter what build you
Sure.
play. and
But
generates
you
a
have
big
to have a
meter.
way to generate. The
Yeah, there's no
meter, 'cause
mobility skill.
otherwise-
There's no green mobility skill, so you're always going to have one yellow skill.
Sure.
But charging blow is
And-
basically a dash. It's basically a space bar. So it's like locked in
But
on
you're not
both.
hearing persnickety says that you can't generate at all though.
Charging blow is a
You
is a
can't-
generator.
Charging blow will generate the shock, but you have to have a skill to generate shock, because otherwise you don't have a way of regenning it.
I haven't looked at all green skill tripods. There might be a skill that actually regenerates as well.
I don't think there was, but maybe.
I think he means existing right now.
I agree. I don't think there was.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Because that's just not the way that.
That's not the way the class works. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to do some abilities to drain the meter, and then some abilities to get the meter back.
The what green skills generate yellow meter that
Yeah.
you spend.
Yeah.
And what green energy refills passively.
That's how shock currently works. Is green energy
Yeah.
refills passive because of the engraving.
And
But on
you still
shock,
have to
but on shock right now, you have to have. So shock regenerates passively, but that's because our burst actually has a downtime already. So we need that to fill in the gap when we can't hit anything because our yellow skills are on cooldown. But normally when shock is bursting, like when the boss is stuck or you have like a 6 second burst window, you don't run out of green. You just dump it all because
but that's because it's coming back.
It's also that it's because how shock works is you death rattle to start, which dumps your meter to 0, and then you crushing smite. The 3 hits of crushing smite fill your bar back to full, and then you do the other 3 skills, and then charging blow that fills you back up to full, and then you death rattle again, and that's the end of it. But now it sounds like you do the same thing.
Use your death rattle. It'll spend 80% of your meter because you'll get 20% of it back.
Wait, nothing's consumed. You have to use death rattle out of state.
What?
Sounds like it.
Death rattle has to consume to do the
It's a
damage.
big hit.
Now
Maybe.
death rattle has to be used out of state.
Maybe.
That's fine. It only lasts for 5 seconds. You get your other skills in.
Yeah. And you finish with
This
death
sounds like
rattle
a
again.
this sounds like a
And then
really
you
interesting
gotta
play.
death rattle.
This sounds like a really interesting play style, like what they did to Soul Eater's Swiftness build. All right, we'll read the other one. Natural
Yeah.
recovery energy. So it's normally a big recovery by 600%. So Tai also makes shock energy or Tai stamina come back giga fast as well. So it's for 600%. The damage of every skill is increased by it's going from 70 to 45? But the damage of shock skills decreased by it's still decreased by 30? When in fighting spirit state, you become push immune.
You're
Is it?
becoming a Gunlancer.
Isn't that crazy? I should actually push me.
Yeah, that's crazy because it doesn't reduce the duration of the fighting spirit.
So you
like
might
shock
act
does.
we are literally Gunlancer.
Potentially, yeah.
We're a back attacking Gunlancer,
That doesn't have shield, but yeah.
but we have a big health pool
And
Let's bring a
mobility.
What is
Gunlancer.
Gunlancer?
and mobility.
Bring a Gunlancer.
And mobility.
And
You have
because
a
we're
lot of
swiftness
mobility.
with giga mobility. Like we have
And
6
your
dashes
mobility
if we do
cooldown
things.
is
Yeah.
halved.
Holy shit. I'm worried about this damage nerf though.
No,
That's
but
a pretty
that
big
sounds
damage nerf.
so much fun though. You just
Yeah.
swiftness,
It's
mobility.
20
You just
You'll have so much uptime. that
Yeah, this
it
sounds
won't
like we
matter
no
now.
longer need a green. This sounds like Tai doesn't need a green skill though. Because if you
Actually,
in fighting
it's
state,
the same.
no,
Yeah,
because
potentially.
600%. We don't need a green skill on Tai already. Death
It's
rattle
already super close,
Death rattle
yeah.
does too much damage, so we have to run
Yeah,
it.
It's already
But
super
if
close.
you're always in fighting state and fighting state gives you
Yeah.
no cost,
This sounds
you
like
can't
this.
death rattle.
Yeah, this sounds like this is forcing us off of Death rattle on Tai,
yeah,
which is awesome because I didn't
yeah.
like it in Tai.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tai, I'm not switching to shock. It sounds like Tai is fucking crazy.
That's awesome.
So you get the roundup sweep being a tie skill permanently,
Yeah.
and maybe you could like fit in critical blow instead of
No.
roundup sweep, or
No.
instead of death rattle. Critical blow hits really hard.
No,
Or not
I'm gonna.
critical blow,
It's gonna be this new
instant
skill.
hit.
It's
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
be
new
this.
skill.
It's gonna be,
Yeah, true. New skill.
instant kill.
Also,
hit could be.
instant hit really hits really hard.
I mean, but then we're fighting for tripod space because that's 8 skills that all. Because like charging blow right
Yeah,
now does our.
Fair enough.
I mean, you just probably take charging blow's tripods off. I mean, do we even actually? I don't think you need charging blow on tie with this many dashes.
Potentially.
True.
You could
It's
run.
good for rage uptime though.
We don't run rage.
Really?
Yeah, no rage.
Adrenaline?
Yeah.
You use bleed or purify
Okay.
on charging blow. You can use rage, but I might have rage on right now. But I switch it between like when we're doing a con.
I used rage, but that's because I was a shit character.
You also
I
you were
probably used
you
rage
didn't have
too.
swiftness.
I used purify on the green punch.
Rage
the
is
big
basically
counter.
rage is not viable really on classes that are high swift with this level of yearning.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
And then we've got okay, so I mean that's some fucking nuts changes to the skills. That's cool.
That's gonna be really neat.
So Scrapper and Wardancer are changing like quite a bit. I want to read the.
I almost feel like Scrapper changed more than Wardancer, but Scrapper is getting its counterpart in a couple months, so
Well, I'd
true.
say Scrapper changed more than Wardancer because it got a new key.
Scrapper got reworked completely.
Yeah.
You push a button.
Yeah.
You push an extra button.
I'm interested now. Where is that meter going to appear? I'm guessing that's going to be where our mana bar is, or isn't right now. Or maybe they'll be moving our identity over there, and it'll be a 50-50 split, and then that'll be our bar. I don't know.
You
That's
could have a bar in between that fills up.
or this
Right.
bubble could fill
Like a
up.
bubble.
Yeah, this
the
bubble is right
fills. Yeah.
I'm assuming we're getting some new animations somewhere. That section's usually at the bottom. I mean, even without new
Revamp
animations,
shuttle.
even without new
I want to read
animations,
the
it's fun.
developer notes.
It doesn't make sense when you translate it. It's
Okay,
painful for
but
me to read.
I'll read it.
I mean, they're changing it because it didn't fit the concept of it was too constrained,
Okay.
and now they want
Sure.
it to. They're using the new skills to try to fit that identity and the new spirit fighting mode.
the tie having push immunity makes me think that when they rework entropy and everything, maybe it'll be a front attack class.
I don't think. I mean, this is
All
still
of
going to
its
be back.
skills are still back.
Yeah, this makes me
Oh,
think
right,
that
right.
Male Scrapper. I mean, we know Male Scrapper's head attack. The devs spoiled it.
Oh,
So,
there you
like,
go.
but it does make me think that this will be a part of Male Scrapper, the
Right,
push
right,
immunity
right,
on a
something
state.
like that.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can't with a head attack's got to be push immune. So
yeah. At least have a ton of push immunity skills,
yeah,
if not every skill.
Okay.
then a
If
ton.
not
Lance Master,
permanently.
I'm ready for the nerfing. Let's see
All
it.
right, Glaive.
Instruction tripod has been changed. Wait, it got buffed.
Wait a minute. Wait
Okay.
a minute.
Its red skill got buffed.
Is this a skill that people use?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
sure, just keep waiting. Surely they'll nerf the next skill.
Nope, they buffed
next
it.
skill's a
Big
nerf.
damage buff. Okay.
Oh, okay. Next skill.
next
Okay.
skill?
Oh,
Next skill.
okay, next skill. Surely. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep, yep.
Next one's the nerf. Next one's the nerf. Yeah.
Nope, it's a. Oh!
No, it's also a buff.
What they're doing. I see. It's because Glaives were complaining that now they have to run the other tripods that did more damage, but didn't give guaranteed crit, so they couldn't run swiftness anymore. So this is probably going to make Glaives have to re-buy their accessories again to go
Get wrecked.
to get swiftness again. Because this is
Hopefully they kept their old
I
accessories.
nerfs the wallet. I see.
yeah.
Yeah. Nerf the wallet. Perfect.
But I mean, if they were smart
Perfect
Glaive
argument.
mains, they kept the old accessories.
Yeah, they just kept the old ones.
Yeah.
Or they sold them thinking that they wouldn't need them anymore and made the gold back.
I mean,
But-
the Glaives
Well,
Glaives did not like. They liked their damage they gained, but they did not like losing swiftness.
Fair enough.
Because the class was supposed to be a consistent kind of in and out weaving, but then it just became full burst mode.
With the big poke.
Yeah, and now it's still got
Maybe they'll still get some nerfs. Maybe
still
they'll
got big
catch some
poke
nerfs.
identity.
Opium.
When maintaining the stance and hitting an enemy, the dual gauge increases. And when changing the stance, one space of dual gauge disappears, and the effect of each state is applied. If you have less than one dual gauge, you cannot obtain stance effects, even if you switch stances. That's already a thing. When changing stances, movement speed increased by 15% and critical damage by the nerf.
Oh, gigantic nerf.
10%
Humongo
crit
nerf.
damage, but they just gave.
10% crit damage.
But I mean, that only I mean, it's just nerfing their blue skills. So their blue skills got a little bit of a nerf. Oh wait, no.
Big whoopty.
Wait, this is one stance. One stance gave movement speed, the other gave crit damage. So their red skills now lose 10% crit damage, but all their tripods got buffed.
Yeah.
Pepe laugh.
By that same amount of, by more than that amount of crit damage. So this is overall a buff, because it's a nerf to their wallet, but now they get to go back to playing swiftness, attack more often, and have bigger numbers. Yo, I'm rolling Glaive, main character.
Don't you have one?
I do. It's already, I've been building shards on it again.
No. Oh. Pause champ.
Yeah, I honed it to 1490 and I've been building shards on it. Just in case. For a pass or something. Striker. Ugh. Can I skip this?
I don't think anyone cares about Striker.
I don't think anyone cares. Yeah, not here anyway.
Their movements the time you switch to movement after casting it. So they made their animation cancel and their spacebar better.
Good,
Cool.
good.
Their kick has now is. I'm guessing this is the equivalent to the Wardancer's changes.
They probably have a 10% synergy as well now.
Yeah. I'm reading quickly. They're changing the same skills and putting the same things on them. Yeah, okay. They're literally they're doing the exact same thing now as Wardancer. So these skills are being 1-to-1 adjusted. Yeah.
Let's go to fucking
Every whistle.
Artillerist.
What is this? Okay, that's their roar. Okay.
Not yet, Jax. Link it.
Okay, so yeah, Striker's just getting its changes
no
done.
spoilers. No spoilers. You gotta
Striker,
wait.
yeah, Striker's getting its changes.
I'm
yeah,
going
like
to
that.
bed.
Blaster,
No,
I'm
just
here.
go
It's
to
right
watch-
here.
Oh,
The amount of firepower
it's
gauge
literally
gained
max.
by the amount of firepower gauge gained during PvE for all normal skills increased by 9.3%. So firepower gauge up.
Okay,
Reinforced
good.
bullets. The skill's firepower gauge and bombardment gauge acquisition amount has been reduced by 43%.
Did you take this skill
Oh.
one?
Wait, huh?
Isn't that
Yeah,
don't
this
know
is
what
your
reinforced bullets
enhanced
is.
shell.
enhanced shell?
Look at the icon.
Oh my god, I use that shit all the time. Yeah,
It's been reduced by
That is enhanced
43%.
shell, right?
it looks like it. Yeah.
High pressure thermal coal. Damage increased.
That's the
That's
heat,
the
the
new
new heat
skill.
bomb thing.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
increased by 15%, 15.7. I'll watch the vid.
Oh, sweet.
Firepower buff.
That's a firepower buff. Yeah, which I have a pretty good build for.
Level 1 effect of part destruction has been added. Cool.
Nice. Cool
Using,
weak points.
using the
That's good.
has been. It allows to turn while charging. Cool.
Oh, I've been like instinctually trying to turn the charge during a chaos dungeon.
That's cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
Napalm bomb.
Hopefully that's the tripod you
The
use.
skills
Hopefully.
Napalm
It is,
bomb
yeah, it is.
has had its firepower gauge and bombardment gauge acquisition increased by 51%. Do you have to? This is
Okay.
you have to land this now or you lose.
Well,
Yeah.
you never ran it before except for in
Yeah, you didn't run it
heavy
before.
stagger
Oh
fights.
yeah, it's also has a counter. It's also a counter skill,
Yeah, it's still a counter.
and it
Napalm.
has
think it takes-
destruction.
Stiffness
I think it
immunity.
takes swing off my.
It's also
bar now.
got push immune. Okay,
So,
and it's
paralysis, I'm guessing.
Probably
yeah stiffness. Oh yeah, paralysis immunity. Yeah. Okay.
yeah stiffness.
Multiple rocket launcher. Didn't you ditch this skill on Barrage at least?
Yes.
Hold on, but
yep.
it actually
That's a
lost
firepower
stagger.
skill.
It lost
Oh, yeah, it
stagger.
lost
'cause
stagger.
It went from best to
Yeah,
highest.
yeah. It
Or
lost
went
stagger.
from highest to high.
But
Yeah.
it still has stagger buff. So
Yes, it does.
Okay.
stagger
Multiple,
synergy,
so
yeah.
multiple
So
rocket
that-
launcher has its damage increased by 8.7. Swing mana
Firepower buff.
swings mana consumption has been reduced by 15. Its cooldown's now
Okay.
12.
Nice.
Instead of 16, maybe
Its
Worm
stag
can
its
have it
its
available
neutralization is now slander. What does slander mean?
instead of
Sounds like a nerf.
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah,
like
it
a nerf.
sounds
That
like
sounds
a
like a
nerf.
nerf.
Yeah, the level 1
But they-
effect of part destruction has been changed. Attacks the enemy while charging a distance. Oh. Okay.
Wait, what?
it lost weak
dash.
point on the tripod, but it gained weak point inherently.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gain weak point inherently.
And now it has a charging
And-
big dash. It sounds like
That
it's getting
was on level 2. Now it's on level 1. It sounds like.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the forward strike trap is the. We'll skip over one. The forward strike tripod has been changed to partial destruction enhancement.
Yeah.
So you could get it instead of
Oh.
one level of
So
destruction.
now you don't
it
have to
could
level
be
this
two.
high up. Okay. You also don't have to
so
level
now
it.
Now I can, just keep it at a lower level is what I'll probably
Quick
do.
attack increase. So no longer 20% increase attack speed, but you can rotate 360 degrees and attack all enemies. That's
So
now
interesting.
calm counters now.
Rotates.
Yeah.
Keeps calm his
No,
counters.
that's just
Can't miss
no. That's
counter.
that's a swap. It's swapping with the other one.
But the skill still counters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the attack speed and the rotating are swapping. They're changing.
Yeah.
The attack speed used to be at tier 1.
Yeah.
And now rotating's at tier 1.
That's interesting.
Oh, okay.
I
That is
no longer
interesting.
want to hear Worm say, I just use my swing because they nerf the cooldown, so
Yeah.
it should be up more. And now
Summon-
it has a 360 rotation.
summon
so I don't wanna
turret.
see
I don't
hero
think you're
going
gonna
up.
take.
miss.
I don't think you're either gonna take 360 rotation or the distance move. Those are on the same tier.
It's always distance, yeah.
Yeah,
The
and you could level it up more to get the attack speed increase,
Plus,
or
honestly, swing probably isn't on.
honestly,
on the
I'm
board
letting you
anymore.
know
It's
this is
probably napalm.
spoilers. There are
That's fair
points.
enough.
There are points in Voldyke and Thaymine where you do not want your counter to move you at
Yeah.
all.
Fair enough.
I think that tripod's going to be OP. And then
The
summoned.
spin one,
napalm
spin
shot
one.
does move you. It moves you backwards.
Yeah, it moves you back a little bit.
Yep,
so
summoned.
does the other. I think every single fucking skill moves you.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, the skill's
how it
firepower
feels
gauge
weighty.
of so summon turret is now gives 24.3% less gauge.
Oh,
Missile
Rip, dude.
bombing.
You are inherently getting more gauge though.
They nerfed it. What?
How are you? You're inherently
but
Yeah.
not
Alfred's
not
just for
barrage gauge, Percy. That's only
Fair enough.
firepower
Yeah,
gauge.
it's only
Yeah.
firepower. Yeah, you're
this
right.
is a nerf
dude.
to barrage.
Yeah,
It's a nerf to
barrage.
barrage.
But that napalm
But
bomb
napalm
got
shot
is fucking
might just
huge.
Make it up.
Yeah,
Napalm
but
shot
napalm-
might just.
yeah.
Is this napalm shot or bomb? Don't you have a bomb that's like looks like this icon and napalm shot's a different skill?
No,
No.
That's their icon?
No.
Okay.
That's
okay.
the
Yeah,
icon.
yeah.
Yeah. That's the one where you put the gun over your shoulder and you go blap blap.
Okay.
Blah.
Missile bombing. Damage during PvE is reduced by 9%. Or during PvP.
Edge.
That's PvP, not PvP. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, good.
Snap bombing. So it used to be crit rate increased by up to 60%. Now it's crit rate increased by 40, but scales damage up to 30%.
that's
Okay.
probably better because
good for firepower,
you
right?
Lightning, that's lightning
Yeah.
barrage.
Yeah. It's really good for firepower. Because you
Because
already have
firepower
huge crit.
didn't need that much
Didn't need
crit,
crit,
right?
yeah.
'Cause it already overcapped the crit.
Damage?
So it gains 30% damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
but the cooldown.
I mean, you're I
The
mean,
cooldown doesn't. Oh, the cooldown maybe does matter because you might not be able to fit 2 in
What cooldown?
of the
Or health.
of your
how
first
next we're
ability.
moving on.
and-
I see. We've improved the
Yeah.
ability to use
Oh.
skills more quickly, but less lockout on your animations, and they increase the damage
increased
by 60. Yeah, you don't need to hit it
68.3%.
twice. You don't need to fucking
Sweet.
hit it twice.
Well,
60.
no.
it's
How long are you?
100% if you hit it twice.
How
I
long
see.
are you? But think about it. Worm has to ditch that last shot to dodge a mechanic by that time because you're in barrage mode
Yeah.
for a
Anyway,
while.
yeah.
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 But you will not be able to hit howitzer twice in your
Right,
turret.
right.
You're not sitting in there for 16 seconds.
Yeah.
Well,
Like it was
Well.
difficult to land it twice at 7-second cooldown.
no, I don't think so.
What goes with Worm thing?
You
I think
just said you had to get out of your turret.
this
Oh, like yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
this seems really good. And then you got bombardment.
Yeah.
Attack preparation time, holding time have been shortened. The total damage is the same. Okay.
Oh,
We've improved it so you
Wait a
can
minute.
cancel it with the next skill more quickly. You can okay.
Nice.
Bombardment energy cannon. Total damage. Okay, it's just quicker, faster, big fast. This-
Maybe
he's
you
gonna
don't-
be
What is
so
what is
fucking
bombardment
speed.
absolute area? What is this? I've never seen
maybe-
this skill.
Maybe you
Shield.
don't take
That's
all
the
out
shield.
attack.
That's
Oh.
the shield.
So it's a creative shield absorbs up to 40% of maximum life for 6
Still
seconds.
loses all out attacks.
The damage received is reduced by 50%. Excuse? Nerf the class. Don't buff it. What the fuck?
Finally.
You're literally
Finally.
He can
what?
sit in even more stuff now. His shield is
But it's
bigger
less
and
time. But it's
has
less
DOR.
time. But it's less time.
Okay,
It sounds like
2
they want.
seconds
It sounds
left.
like they want
No,
barrage.
but, like,
Sounds like they want barrage mode to be a 6-second burst window like other burst class.
Yeah.
You enter, you absolutely pumpo, and then you get out. You napalm shot, and you go right back in.
Yeah.
I wish.
Okay. So then awakening heavy turret. The skill's firepower gauge and bombardment extension has been reduced by 40. Oof.
It
No.
probably
Identity.
will still give you enough
The speed of
meter, though.
entering bombardment mode has been improved to be faster. When entering another skill key in bombardment mode, the skill entering activation upon entry When entering bombardment mode, the cooldown time for mobile devices and wake-up devices has been changed to be reset.
Oh, that's the spacebar. Percy was just talking about that.
Awesome.
I did.
We have improved the following battle
Yeah.
items in bombardment mode so they can be used immediately without motion. Oh, you can use all battle items.
You could use your
Oh.
battle.
Dude, I can use my. Didn't I ask for
Yeah,
that?
Worm
One
asked for
quality
this.
of life change.
Engraving.
That I wanted? That's it. Oh my god. That's
Reinforced bombardment. I'm guessing this is
That's-
Barrage.
Barrage.
The damage bombardment
Barrage,
skills
yeah.
is increased. It's still 20. The crit rate. Wait. Critical rate of bombardment
40.
skills is 40. The bombardment gauge gain increased by 30.
When
and does not-
entering bombard, when
the firepower
entering
gauge
barrage,
gains 7
firepower.
Gauge 70.
Oh,
Oh,
you
so you
enter
don't.
it immediately.
Yeah,
I-
remember how I'm always like, I need to
I
build
have to
some
build my firepower.
Bro, your
Yeah.
class, like, I don't know. How do you beat this
Broken.
class? How do you
So
beat
wait,
this fucking class?
I don't understand. So when he leaves bombardment, he gets 70% back.
No. When he enters
I-
bombard,
when
they have
it
2
enters
gauges.
Barrage.
They have 2
I have two
gauges.
gauges.
Yeah.
Yeah, firepower gauge. And
You need
barrage
firepower for
gauge.
just a flat 15% damage, right? Or something?
Right. Yeah,
think
it's a
it's
flat.
30.
I don't know the percentage, but it's
pretty
a
good.
big
I think it's
damage
10.
increase.
It says 3, or this might be how it worked before and not how it got reworked to. But it used to have 3 stages and be 10, 20, 30%.
It's just one
That's
fill now,
Very similar.
right?
So
I thought it was
the video now.
No,
Yeah.
there's still 3
There's still
stages
3
to firepower.
okay.
We can watch the video now.
Okay, we'll
You'll
watch.
see it
It's-
in
it's
its
40
blappy
seconds.
glory. It's
Yeah,
going to
I'm ready.
blap.
My
Okay.
body's ready.
How, did he already enter mode? He entered mode too fast. Wait, that was instant. What the fuck? He just like snapped into it. Okay, he's charging up. He's going. Blapping. He summoned the turret. He's full. He's fucking. Holy shit! He animate. There were multiple skills went off there. Holy fuck!
That is fast.
That is
Dude.
fast. Wait a minute, but you have so much downtime now.
Well, yeah, that's the problem.
I think you're going to have to
Nine-
run cooldown gems on your
Yeah. Do you need? Wait.
your
You.
enter skills.
I think you need Barrage's cooldown gem.
No, not Barrage
Wait,
cooldown
what?
gem. No, your Barrage skills get refreshed when you enter Barrage.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is your entering skills that are not going to be available.
Yeah.
Your regular human skills
I
are
mean,
not
it
going to
has
be
level
available
7.
because you come out of your turret too quickly. Because
Yeah.
you do this.
Sounds
so
like you're
fast
gonna need
now.
some level 10 gem. But again, this
Sounds
is
like you're
Yeah.
going to need cooldown
Wait,
on
wait,
like
hold on. Go back.
napalm shot might
No.
need a cooldown. Napalm shot might need a cooldown gem. It looks like flamethrower is
he
going to
already
need a cooldown.
he already has
gem.
them.
Does he?
Yeah, you run cooldown
In the
gems.
video?
Well, only at level 7.
Yeah, I'm saying Worm's gonna need level 10 gems, but in KR, they
Oh,
already
hold
run
on.
level 10 gems.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he already has level 10.
In-
Yes, he has cooldown
Are you
gems on
sure?
his. Yes, Worm is a spec build. They run 8 cooldown gems and like 4, and then the 3 damage skills.
No,
Oh, yeah.
that is false. He runs 1 damage gem for Barrage, and then he runs all cooldown gems. He doesn't. He runs 8 cooldown, 1 damage, and then the other one doesn't matter.
Worm
Bombs
runs.
actually do pretty big damage.
Worm runs more than 1 damage gem
Yeah, the bombs.
He runs
do pretty
3.
Pretty big damage. At least 3. Yeah.
because you only have 8
The ones
skills.
that are-
He has 8 skills. He has
Yeah,
8 cooldown
you
gems
can
and
run
3 damage gems.
Sure, but you can. It is vital that you get the Barrage damage and the 8 cooldown,
Yeah.
and then those last damage gems
Last 2 gems.
Yeah.
are not that important.
Okay. What?
Bombs do.
What
pretty
are
good
you
damage.
saying?
I'm
He-
saying that
Bigger
he's going
cooldown
to.
gems.
You can't get away with just running a Barrage damage gem anymore. You need to have those cooldown gems.
He already does.
Not at 10.
Yeah.
Okay, but all Barrage characters run those gems anyway. At
No.
7. Yes.
No.
Yes, they do. Because they
No.
have event gems. They get them. All Barrage
I guess.
all Barrage builds.
There are definitely Barrage characters that just put in the Barrage damage gem.
I have never literally not seen that since the first event gem has been added to characters.
I saw a
You're,
character with
you're
no
never
tripods.
getting invited to a party if you just have 1.
Yeah,
level
you're not
10 gem.
you're not
Even
getting
if
any.
you're
You're
entering
Barrage
like
like
a sh-
yeah, like people don't invite.
Right now, you don't even need the cooldown gems. You stay in
No, but-
turret long enough
but you're
that
never
your
getting
cooldowns are
invited.
back.
You're never getting invited.
But you're never getting invited
But
to a
you
party.
don't, it doesn't do anything.
Still not getting invited, so all
It does.
Artillerist was
It does do something. Those do something. They
No.
are important because if he misses his skills, you need the cooldown gem.
If I
Okay.
miss, or if I go into Barrage,
The
and
only-
then,
the only character-
and then a platform is about to get destroyed under me.
The only
Sure.
character that wouldn't run gems is a person who had a character like your Artillerist, who had no engravings and no gear and wasn't looking to pug a group anyway.
Low paying.
Yeah, like there.
You try to sneak into
The only
Guardian
thing that
has some
changes, the only thing
material.
that's changing here is that for somebody who mains Artillerist, you are now going to have to look into the fact of getting, like other spec builds, like probably a 9 or a 10 cooldown gem, at least 1 or 2 of those skills. The skills with the longest cooldown. But that's
Yeah.
not that crazy
Gravity
because you already
explosion
ran
and
7s and
Blink
people who
Power.
are juiced ran 10s anyway. Because this is
Yeah.
designed around KR and they have 10 gems.
Yeah.
So,
And it's also cooldown gems, which are cheaper.
I mean, your class is broken as fuck after this. Like, this
Hey, fuck
shield,
you.
50%? Doesn't
You're
your...
never in Barrage. You're in Barrage for 6 seconds out of 40 seconds. Like, that's nothing.
You have your...
yeah, but that's
You have your
but that's
other...
when you're most vulnerable.
Yeah, that's where you're most vulnerable,
you're
and now
stuck.
you're not. Worm, I am
Second
your
nuance.
support. I have watched you tank the world in turret mode without this
Already?
DR.
Already, yeah, I know.
So if you can play to me that you need a shield, I'm never giving it to you again. I'm not fucking... I'm taking the shield tripod off of Wind of Music.
fuck you.
I'm running meter gain. I'm going back to Spec Bard.
Wait, but I want the shield.
Nope.
You're
Fuck
a
you.
Gunlancer.
Fuck you too.
No, I want it. It's for Thickety.
The real-
Uh,
The real person
What?
getting fucked here is Irma running his pistolier. Like, look, give me a
Yeah.
shield, please.
you can't
Well-
hit him anyway. He's always fucking jumping around and helicoptering.
He does do that a lot. All right, what's
He is
next?
in the air
Gunslinger.
90% of the time.
What could they possibly do to Gunslinger?
Untargetable. All right, I'm going to bed. Warm tuck.
Worm
Yeah,
tucks.
Damage increased by 20 targets with health below 50%. For an additional... Wait. They just reverted this. It used to work this way before, and they just changed it back? Fair enough.
No, I thought they just buffed Peacemaker 3.
Yeah, but it used to work this way where it was a flat increase in damage, and then more below. And it was increased by just... Oh, wait, hang on. No, because it's an additional 10 for 9.
So you switch to
Peacemaker.
rifle when you get you switch to rifle when you get a 10% damage buff.
Yeah. So
9
everybody when they made the last change, everybody switched to Peacemaker 3 because they needed this 30% for 9 seconds. But now it's...
So I guess they just made Peacemaker 3 mandatory now, I guess.
yeah.
Peacemaker, it also won't benefit as much from the boss being low, and it's just good.
Yeah.
It's more impactful throughout the fight.
This is a nerf to
rather
time to
than-
hunt, though.
Hmm.
Let's see what they did to time to hunt to compensate. Critical damage increased by 15%. Okay, that's enough. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll take it. We didn't run. Yeah, that'll do. Honestly, with this buff, you probably won't run Peacemaker at 1. Or, like, it was really awkward. So, this is why this is so awkward. Because Time to Hunt's optimal build at endgame was Peacemaker 2. Which, a 5x3 plus 2 of a class engraving at 2, you need a 9-9 rock. Or a 10-9 rock. So, this doesn't make that something you strive for anymore. Very interesting. I'm sure. I wonder if Gunslingers will be.
I'm sure the Gunslinger mains will look something up.
Yeah.
Summoner.
Oh, I love
Nerf.
Summoner.
The
Oh.
cooldown reduction effect has been modified to be applied equally regardless of the type of skill that summons the pet.
What does that mean?
The cooldown reduction. Nope, got nothing. None thoughts.
What does that mean?
Surely there's going to be more buffs if you keep reading.
Oh,
Surely?
is that working based off of CO? Because doesn't CO do something with your cooldowns?
No? Question mark?
It does. Your pets or something have increased duration. or
Maybe it
something.
does.
This might be a good-
CO is command skill cooldown.
yeah.
It does have that on there.
But it doesn't say CO. It says skill.
Yeah, because Master Summoner still uses pets with the swiftness build at least, and can.
Maybe it had something to do with like if you had a different attack on, because like you choose a tripod that determines the attack that your summon uses, and maybe the cooldown of the summon wasn't being applied
Ooh.
correctly,
Maybe they weren't getting the right, like your active was different cooldown than it should have been.
or based off of the active cooldown, it changed the downtime. Because like for Paru, for example, he has a downtime of like 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And maybe if you used a different ability, he would have a different downtime. I don't know.
Or it could be this, that the cooldowns weren't going off automatically and the pet had to finish its skill.
Yeah.
It sounds like a buff. It sounds like a quality of life improvement. Only.
I mean, the pets do have to use their skill to put the command on cooldown.
Yeah, so maybe it's just, it sounds like a quality of life improvement. Also, Water Spirit, the casting speed has been faster. They nerfed this on purpose because they thought there used to be such an OP counter, but it's really bad compared to others now, so this sounds good for Summoner. Awakening.
Hey, Water Spirit.
Bogrun's Wrath. Damage to enemies on the outskirts has been applied the same damage. Oh, sweet. That was so annoying when you miss that shit.
But none of it really changes anything.
No, it's just some quality of life. And
But
it's
it's not
direct
even
damage to
the most
master.
important quality of life. None of this is.
Yeah. And they must think
We have
Summoner's
improved
okay.
the summon skill structure, so the cooldown... I was reading the dev note.
Yeah.
Cooldown reduction effect can be fully applied to the summon skill and reduce the frequency of summons being cancelled due to excessive damage and end content, so that summons can be more active. I mean, that's a problem for Marin.
Maybe the skill would be on cooldown if it died. It sounds like a big quality of life improvement.
Marin does go on a cooldown if he dies.
Okay.
Or when you summon Marin, he goes on cooldown,
Yeah.
and then you have his active to use.
Yeah.
But like, by his time his duration ends, he's at back off cooldown.
Maybe it's like when because Marin's cooldown only goes down after he's been dead or finished.
No,
No.
Paru only goes down that way.
Never
But
mind.
Marin's cooldown starts as soon as you summon him.
Never mind.
And
But
if he
this is
dies early, you just have giga downtime on him. Whereas
The
Paru
pointless-
can't
those
die. Because Paru's
those
immortal.
pointless. None of this changes anything.
I mean,
It'll feel better for...
maybe it might change something, and I just I
Better
just
for
don't
this
know.
for Master Summoner. Doesn't do anything CO.
What?
I'm not sure.
This seems like this is just for CO.
It seems like it's supposed to be for CO, but I don't know what it does, so...
Yeah.
No, why does CO care about speed? We have swiftness.
Well, I
and
mean,
we never used Allo Awakening anyway.
No, but this cooldown thing might be actually pretty good for CO.
The cooldown thing might be good. I just don't know. I have no idea. I have none thoughts.
It's just lost in translation.
Yeah.
Water Spirit improvement. I mean, yeah, it's a slight. And then the other thing, I mean, you use Water Spirit anyway, and yeah, the Awakening thing is just for Master Summoner because it's annoying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorc. Squall. Casting speed's even faster. Okay. Part destruction level 1, but no more cooldown. I don't know. But it used to increase the cooldown. Now it doesn't. So now it just gives weak point, and when the attack hits, it burns the enemy. So it's just adding weak point.
Yeah, but you didn't take that tripod, right?
Yeah.
We never used to take any tripod. Never leveled it up.
Yeah, it
past
was
4.
level. Yeah, you either left it at 1 or 4. But I mean, this is a like. I mean, would we?
Changes nothing.
Because yeah, or it does in the sense that if you were running the Inferno build, you definitely just put Squall in place of Inferno because it gives you ran Inferno at 7 because it had the weak point on it. This doesn't give as much.
At 7 would have 2 charges.
2 charges with more meter, but you need a counter in Thaymine. So, all right, let's see. Squall isn't the one you want to run anyway. You want to run Ice Shower, which is this next one. It's slightly faster.
No, the second tripod though.
Yeah, like you wouldn't. What about the second tripod?
Did you even read it?
Oh, the cooldown is increased. Instead of 10 seconds, it's only 6, and the crit rate of this skill is increased by 6. It seems useless.
Yes. Like, what are these changes?
I don't
What are
know.
these Sorc and Summoner changes, dude?
The
Who
Squall, the first one, the Fire Whirlwind, is an improvement because it no longer has the cooldown increase.
Yeah, but you
And
don't.
But it's not
instead has
enough.
weak
Like
point.
these
You don't
these
run
aren't
these
enough.
skills.
These aren't
Oh.
anything.
Okay, we're only on the first skill.
You can but this is good because this is the counter that Mad Life was crafting and cleared with his build for Sorc, the one that you would need to adapt to if you're playing Igniter. This is a good change for Reflux. This Squall change is good for Reflux, but this being faster is basically the only thing Ice Shower needs. It needs to not be as clunky. So like, this is good because Ice Shower actually gives good meter. So like, I think that, I mean, it just feels weird to not get to run Esoteric Reaction because Sorc basically has 2 dead gems now. Like, there's like nothing you can put in their spot.
These changes are all just so fucking wog.
So, oh, hey, Reflux got buffed again with this though. Casting speed has become even faster. That's gonna be nice because that was they used that. So Igniter. When magic energy is activated, the remaining cooldown skills and awakening, excluding awakening and movement skill, are reduced to 50%. Wait. It's
Reduced
not
to,
it's not by.
by.
It's reduced to 50%. And during magic release, critical rate increased by 25 and critical damage is increased by, they've sent it back to 50.
55.
Wait, but that's different now.
Just be a translation issue.
No,
Ignition source-
that sounds.
No,
very
that's in the dev note.
That-
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, there. Wait, what does that do?
so
So you
instead
can't
of
spacebar as much during Ignite.
no, because it already excluded.
It already
movement
excluded.
skills.
No, it says the remaining cooldown skills excluding awakening and movement.
It already
Yeah, yeah.
excluded them.
Yeah, it already. Yeah, it's just. This might change Double Doomsday. How does this change Double Doomsday?
Well, reduced to 50%. So you cast it,
Yeah.
and then let's say it has
You ignite.
18 seconds.
You ignite. Yeah. You hit
Yeah.
Z, and it's reduced to 50%. But the
So-
cooldown was ticking. Hold. Let me finish cooking.
Yeah,
The
so it's
cooldown.
even more cooldown reduction.
No, it's not. It's reduced to. I'm assuming that 250% means of the base. I mean, I think this means that you cannot double Doomsday.
Then this is a
Oh.
massive nerf. The damage buffs aren't enough.
It sounds like you
Well,
can't
hold
double
on.
because what happens? So let me finish cooking. This might change how you manage your other skills now because they're now 50%. It has to be, but the only
How?
skill that you're reducing to
Wait,
50%.
what if? Now, what if? Let me cook. Okay. By this, they change it during your ignition or whatever. The base cooldown of the skills is 50%, and so like then
That's not what that
PTR off
says. This could be lost in translation and just be a buff to crit
Yeah.
damage. But to me, it sounds like
Randall might be correct in his cook here.
I'm reading it now again. When magic release is activated, so that's when Z is pressed, the remaining cooldown skills are reduced to 50%. That in that context means that it will go to 50% of the remainder of the cooldown. Isn't that how already it works though?
Yeah. Well, the problem is, I think this is a trend. Like it's, I think this is just like a translation diffy, and like
Right.
there's too many different ways this could be interpreted.
We know for
Like, it
sure
could-
the crit damage is going up.
That
Yes,
makes my
crit
Keen
damage
Blunt
up,
build
right.
worse than Cursed Doll though. I just built Keen Blunt. Ugh.
Unfortunate.
Keen Blunt was, okay, well, they just nerfed Sorc last patch from 50% crit damage to 40 or whatever, yeah. And before
they're
that,
back up
and,
to
and
55.
before that, it was 65. So like now we're just going back
They
upwards a
just
little.
they just reverted the last buff and that's it.
Yeah. They gave us a little, this does change though, the fact that Keen Blunt was better when it was 50%, and then now
I
it's-
don't give a shit. That's you. I'm not. I was running King Blood anyway.
Yeah. I'm just malding because I ran Keen Blunt, and now, it's not that much of a damage difference between that and Cursed Doll. And I don't have to deal with potions, but rip.
I'm just more sad about the counters.
I
Change
mean,
nothing.
I think that the meta is just gonna have to change for all the Sorc players. We're just gonna have to get used to running Ice Shower and figuring. Because so the big issue is
No,
when we put
that's still worse. That's worse meter gain, worse damage.
an esoteric, yeah,
Yes.
it's worse damage for
So
sure because
overhaul is nerfed.
we have two. We're losing 2 gems. My biggest issue is like, what the fuck do we do with our gem slots? Because we already run them. We already run 8 damage or 7 damage gems out of 8 skills. So it's like the only thing we could pick up in those 2 gem slots instead of, because you're losing because you don't run esoteric as a skill, so you're losing esoteric cooldown and esoteric whatchamacallit, esoteric damage. So that was interesting because in the build that Madlife had when he cleared, he was still running the 2 gems. He literally cleared the hardest content in the game down 2 gems. Like,
I know, it's just disappointing to see these changes like that.
yeah, they didn't solve the issue that we're having. I mean, giving us more damage on the engraving again does compensate a little bit for losing esoteric, because the current meta right now is you lose esoteric. So it is giving more damage than that if you actually want to play Igniter in the highest content. But if we get these changes quickly without either without Voldyke or Daemine, then I mean, it's still just a buff because we're not being forced to switch yet, but we will have to switch if we want to keep playing Igniter. Sounds like it's just a reflux angle. Fuck, I should have built. I built the wrong Igniter build and didn't build reflux.
Very disappointing summoner and soak changes.
I mean, but were either of us? Were you gonna pick up summoner again?
No, but
Yeah, I don't know.
doesn't change the fact that it's disappointing.
Yeah, it is disappointing. I'm really, yeah, Sorc might have to be firmly replaced by my arrow in terms of funnel, but I'm looking.
Maybe they'll adjust something next week or something.
Yeah, there's still 2 weeks of PTR testing and 2 weeks of period that they leave open after PTR where they'll do number changes.
And we don't know how the Igniter thing is going to work.
I mean, the only way this Igniter thing could read, if it works any differently how it does now, is a nerf.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they want, because accordingly, we adjusted the damage amount upwards to ensure that the intended level of explosive power could be displayed. They want you to do more damage. They don't want to nerf it, so.
Yeah, there's no way it's that nerf double doomsday, remove double doomsday. There would be
a lot more changes to go along with that.
There would be so much fucking invent forms about Sorcments complaining about the damage because that ignite buff is not enough.
Yeah. The amount of okay, so now we've got Deathblade. The amount of blade of gauge obtained in the general skills, excluding awakening, has increased by 13%. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of a scroll. Okay, this looks like a Deathblade rework. This was one of my bets. Nobody else was talking about Deathblade getting a revamp. Sounds like a replace Sorc for Glaive angle. I think both. So. Deathblade basically plays the same with both builds, and its damage distribution is basically the same. There's like no difference other than the fact that Surge is slightly easier because it has a slightly higher damage percentage on Surge. They are very similar. I played both builds at one point, and they have not been. Blade has not been changed, except for nerfing Surge's damage and buffing remaining energies engraving since the game came out for us. Think of how long that's been. And it's been longer for Korea. So, skill cooldown, we don't care about that in PvP. Sword Tribot creates a sword that lasts for 1 second for charging, inflicting up to damage. The cooldown increase, so it's no longer has increased cooldown. Number of hits is slightly increased. That's huge for Surge though. We might use surprise attack. It might use surprise attack instead of wind cut again. Oh, here's wind cut. Basic number of hits per skill is slightly increased. Never mind. Easier to get Surgy gauge or Surge stacks. Duration of sword energy increased by 0.6 seconds. Increases the damage to enemies. We don't care about that. Yeah, so it just increases. Oh, duration of sword energy increases. Okay. Sounds like it's just going to give.
It just doesn't say by the amount anymore.
Yeah, it's probably just.
It did that before.
Yeah, now, but it still does. It's just 2 increases, increased duration and hits. I'm sure it's going to be better. Because it's annoying. It's an annoying skill to land on the ground. Polestar. This is one of the skills that looks really cool, but is really fucking stupid. Because you stab your sword into the ground, then kick into the air, then kick your sword into the air, then stab back into the ground. It's a long ass animation. Damage increased by 41 or 42%, we'll say. Gauge acquisition amount is increased by 30. Ooh.
An additional.
Yeah, additional.
Because
yeah,
baseline is going up.
Mana consumption increased by 20. Is increased by that's fine. Ooh, it's 18-second cooldown though. Orb control, crit rate increase. Ooh, I don't know about that.
Blade acquisition.
That's not a surge change for sure. Yeah, this is a
RE.
This is RE change, yeah. But they need crit rate.
Well, the blade acquisition just got moved.
Hold on. Let me cook. I think that I could see... Oh, they just flipped them? It would be so cool to see RE get to use swiftness as its secondary instead of crit. Because that would be that would fit the fantasy of RE.
Yeah.
Strike rate. Okay, so they just swapped them. That's cool. The next one. Doing attacks given to enemy, lifting the enemy up and then striking them with a huge sword increases by 144. Will increase. No, so it's just same damage, no cooldown increase. Okay, when applying the Moonstar tripod, the motion cancellation time has been changed to be a little faster. Okay, change to holding operation. The number of aerial attacks increase and damage enemies by. Okay.
So it's instead of saying increases by 1,
it's by just increases. It's just longer.
Yeah.
And more damage.
And the damage went up by a lot.
Yeah.
130% almost.
They're touching blade dance. Okay, they're messing with holding skills. Okay, are we going to make holding viable? Because notably, you run
the Polestar damage. Hold on. After all the Polestar damage is gigantic.
Yeah, but it's still a super clunky skill.
It lost some crit rate, but like the damage is gigantic.
You were over crit capped on it anyway.
Yeah.
This is interesting though, because so notably RE uses supercharge. These are being made to holding skills, which is interesting. So
you'll be using all out.
Maybe, I doubt it though, because they'd have to change 4 or 5 skills to be holding. Because supercharge is already pretty bad anyway. It's supercharge is the reason why RE is another reason why RE is like because like supercharge only affects 3 of their 8 skills, and it's like, well, that's kind of cringe. It doesn't affect surge. Okay, spin cutter. Blade acquisition amount has increased. Oh, okay. Blade dance. Damage during PvE has been reduced. What? Why? Okay, let them cook. Has been reduced for okay, and more mana with a longer cooldown. What are they doing? Changed to general operation skill. It's not holding anymore. Okay, never mind. My holding cook is gone. I have no idea why this is a holding skill then. Okay, make a chopping attack 5 times with dual swords, inflict damage, then deal as a finishing attack. When the enemy is hit by an attack, the enemies launch the air again. Okay, whatever. Soul stealing. If you maintain hold till the end, you have 40% chance to obtain half a blade orb. So change to damage to enemies immune. So damage to push immune enemies has been increased by 60%. Okay. Cage. Oh, it's just listings. What is this? Perfect zone is activated. Okay, there's no more perfect zone. The finishing attack is changed to a longsword, increasing the attack range and increasing the damage to enemies by 317%. Okay, it's still doing that.
They already had a 300%.
Yeah, it's now just a smack. When hitting a long sword attack, the stiffness time and distance you are pushed back becomes longer. So your prowess immune longer, but you're pushed back farther. Okay? I plan to change as follows. The finishing attack disappears and changes to a holding operation. Okay, it's becoming a holding. Never mind, recooking. The attack range increased by 30% and turning slowly becomes possible. The number of double sword strikes increases damage to enemies increased by 145. Okay? Maybe some holding going on here for Deathblade. Holding RE. Because Surge is always just going to be Surge unless they rework the engraving. But that's the point of Surge, so I hope they wouldn't rework it. Upper axle has been critical rate. This doesn't matter. Yeah, we don't care about this. It doesn't matter. Dark axle doesn't matter. Soul Observer. Swift Hands Tripod has been changed, so it's quick. So, attack speed. So that's everything. Attack speed affects everything.
Yeah.
So it's just
Slightly lower number, but
yeah.
might actually end up
I
being
think that actually
better.
increases the effectiveness of Supercharge, though. Going against my holding idea. Okay, we got change to
Maybe
normal
they're gonna change it.
operation. Attack width increased by 30 and crit damage increased by, we didn't use it. Change normal operation, attack width increase. The blade gauge acquisition amount increased by 60. Ooh. You didn't use This is going to be used on, this is what Surge is going to use now. Because we used it the other way before, right? So Surge used certain tripods just because it needed a number of hits.
Yeah.
And gauge gain. But we got the number of hits from the other two skills and the gauge gain here. Might make it a little smoother. When applying the half-cut tripod, the damage from the action of holding the handle has been removed. The damage has been integrated into the final cut.
That's going to reduce your number of hits, right?
I don't know what half-cut did.
Hmm.
But
Fair enough.
Sounds like it'd probably be in the same category as Powerful Stab. So,
Yeah.
I'll just use that. Death Sentence. This skill is also one where you kick both your swords in the air, do a backflip in the air, and then slam down. It looks the same as Polestar. Same animation. Different colored icon, though.
Big.
Yeah. Oh, also, this is normal skills, I think, right here. From general skills. Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
General- Hold on.
The numbers on this.
General skills mean this color. Not purple or blue. Okay. Anyway, numbers on this skill look big at a glance. Damage increased by
Huge.
58%. But you gotta think. This skill wasn't even able to do like 2% of your damage before. So giving it 58% isn't really important.
But also the blade gauge by an additional 70?
Yeah.
Like
On
that's
top
a
of the general.
tripod worth of.
Yeah, but
That's
this
a
skill.
tripod's worth of
When
blade gauge.
I'm letting you know this skill was useless.
Okay.
Deathblade can't
Fair
be
enough.
standing still. Like, Deathblade doesn't have time to go up in the air and come back down. It's the same reason Polestar is not going to be good still.
I mean, at the end, they're going to make RE have push immunity, so.
Confirm kill trap
Just
doesn't
like
change.
scrapping.
Crit rates increased by 100. And enemies under attack and critical damage increased by, so this is guaranteed crit. Damage to enemies increased by 50%. And the target is incapacitated, so staggered. So that's still not going to be good. It's a PvP tripod. Deathblade has a lot of PvP tripods, though.
Fair enough.
Critical hit rate increased by 100. Damage to enemies, critical damage increased. Oh, they moved it here. Okay. Or no, they took this. They had two of these? Wait, it had two. That's crazy, and it still didn't do
That is
damage.
crazy. Yeah.
So, and damage to changes increase severe. Oh, it just doesn't guarantee crit anymore. So they're just taking away the guaranteed crit. I see. But yeah, Deathblade already runs crit, so change to severe injury. So it's highest stagger. Damage is enemies increased by. Okay, those are still big numbers. Change to water attribute. A cold zone is created last attack, reducing the movement speed. This is just a PV.
This is
PvP.
PvP tripod.
Yeah. Skill might be used. This skill might be used instead of one skill on RE. Maybe. Because they do attack faster.
Didn't get a
most
lot
the
of tripod love, but it got a lot of base skill love.
time. It got a lot of tripod damage. Like, they don't need crit. Like, so. This is a lot of damage. This skill. And it's good utility. Like, if you run the tripod that gives it damage, you have a highest stagger skill. On a blade. Twin Shadow. This skill is so fucking cool, but was not usable. I was so upset by that. Damage decreased by 58%. Okay. 59%, we'll say. 202, yeah. But the skill isn't generic. And it doesn't do...
It is generic now. 2 lines ahead.
Oh, okay. Mana consumption has been increased. Okay, I mean, maybe let cook. More cooldown. Okay, so also there's a reason why cooldown. Why this is a little weird on Deathblade because cooldown doesn't actually matter. So you know how their identity works.
Nope.
So on Deathblade, you shoot all your skills right to generate orbs.
Mm-hmm. And you surge.
And no, well you do.
Oh.
And then you hit Z. But when you press Z, all of your abilities cooldowns are reduced by a percentage scaling with spec. I think it's a baseline 50 though.
Okay.
And then you Surgy on RE, because on Surge you actually keep hitting afterward, but your cooldowns have been reduced. And then RE you instantly slam down the Surge because that's what triggers remaining energy. And you fill up your bubbles again. But cooldown is a little weird with them. So there's no more quick preparation.
It seems like
tripod.
cooldown increases wouldn't be as impactful because they're going to get reduced by 50% anyways.
Yeah, but it matters for their base. But because they're losing this existing cooldown tripod too. Get more stagger. Back to damage to enemies being hit. So when a back attack is successful. So this is no longer a back attack tripod. Interesting.
Yeah.
So less punishing to not land a back attack, but they still haven't. I mean, maybe this is just leaning into the future entropy adjustments.
Maybe.
I still think that's a mistake, though. Like, I don't agree with entropy going away anyway. So, like, I'm not going to agree with this. And I think that this is just a nerf and makes the skill less viable.
I mean, it got a 58.9% damage increase.
Yeah, but it already wasn't viable.
Fair enough.
Let's go cut with dual swords, second increase in damage enemies by 83%. So now it's after standing up and slashing widely around the surroundings with a long sword, lower your stance to cut the surrounding area wider. The damage, so it's basically doing the same thing, maybe a little different animation, but 106. That's the number I'm talking about.
Doubled.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, they still lost damage up here. It's like they're gaining a little bit back there. Yeah. But there's also this other one in that same row. Where the second retreating tactical damage increases. Move forward, approximately, and perform a slash. Change to enable stacking. Charges once every 15 seconds, up to 2 charges, increases the damage enemies by 120%.
But you'd be able to use it twice.
Yeah, this is what you used when you did use the skill.
So that is less damage because it's a lower number, but you can use it twice.
Yeah. Because the attack used to hit twice, but it doesn't now because it's not a combo skill anymore. It's a general.
Yeah.
So that's... It seems like that skill just got worse, but easier to... It seems like it got easier to gain gauge with. All these things I'm seeing so far are basically a chance to get... Are just basically new options for Surge to gain gauge with. Which is not necessarily what I thought we were going for, was for Surge to be... But it is better though, because if Surge uses different skills, it at least feels different. Even if they're all just for identity gain. Because again, as I said before, Surge is just Surge.
Yeah.
So
that's all Surge wants to be.
Yeah. Earth Slash. Throws the body forward about 6 and slashes the long sword, increases damage opening by 100%. So instead of getting guaranteed crit and damage down... Oh, that feels like a nerf. This skill didn't get a damage gem or a cooldown gem or go past level 10. It was literally just because we have to run it for counter. And it has destruction and good stagger. Every class has one of these. The older classes all have one of these. That's just way too fucking stacked. This skill's bad. It's still bad.
I'm not sure it doesn't have one of those.
Don't you? Dash upper fire?
No, Dash upper fire's not stacked.
I mean, sorry, your bash, it's your synergy, a counter, part break, and your highest stagger?
It doesn't do part break.
Okay, but it's everything
and
but
it's
part
also
break.
not the highest stagger anymore.
Okay, but it does high stagger.
It does high stagger, but it doesn't do highest stagger.
Yeah, but I mean, like for all the other classes like that have this, you still have that like one stacked skill.
It's also put range.
Yeah, same with Soul. Yeah, it's like that skill I'm talking about that every class has that's weird as fuck. That's way too loaded for a clunky skill. But
guess.
Gunlancer just has utility everywhere, so you get around it. Deathblade don't. Neither does Sulfus. We kind of get around it, but and I guess now they've made Artillerist be able to get around it, right? With Swing, they did fix that. Notably, they did not fix Earth Clash here, whatever the fuck it's called. Headhunt. Nope, not good. Not reading that one. That's a PP skill. Turning Slash. This skill is also cool. Damage increased by 60%. Changes to combo. Okay, we like that. Skill casting speed, combo timing, motion cancellation time have been changed to become faster. Sweet. Movement distance increase when applying a concentrated attack. Okay, damage to enemies. Okay, so Chaos Dungeon skill. Changes to combo, allowing protection to each rotational attack. Because that's generic now, so it does stagger, it doesn't matter. Focus attack. Damage to enemies increased by 145. Cuts the surrounding area of the long sword in place. Generates a sword of wind. Attracts nearby enemies 4 times. Increases damage to enemies by 130%. When part destruction enhancement is applied, the part destruction effect does not occur in sword wind attacks. So you can't just do crazy part destruction. But that sounds cool.
Sag.
This seems good. Because there's also tripod to make this hit 3 times. Which they say is becoming faster as well. This might actually be used. This skill was, I think, one of your pick one skills on Surge. This all just seems like we're getting Surge changes. I guess Polestar and Death Sentence were intended for, and Blade Dance have been intended to be used for RE.
RE. Yeah.
Maelstrom, their fart skill. So it still gives movement speed of, oh god, that's a lower number. It's not 20, it's 12 or 13. 6 increases attack speed. It's not 25, it's halved for your whole team. Ugh. Damn. That's a big nerf to Deathblade's synergy. That's a huge nerf to RE. I'm gonna need to see some buffs to the... Like, that was the reason to go RE over Surge, was to be a synergy bot.
A synergy bot.
Quick cast tripods were changed to be intimidating. Time itself has been reduced. Oh, please no. Ugh. It's a Chaos Dungeon ability now. Wait, we needed this. It's become the time... Okay, they've switched it. Okay. 60%. Stack ability changes and charges once every 30 seconds up to a max... Wait, okay. Let cook. Applying Windstorm, the preparation behavior does not change. Huh. So it's got 2 charges now. Wait a minute. 2 charges with a reset time of 30 seconds that gets cut in half when you surge. When you press Z on... Surge is now the synergy. I feel like they were removing RE.
I mean, let them cook. Maybe there's...
I mean, overall, Deathblade is a weaker class, though. It does make them weaker when their synergy is up, which kind of sucks. Because also, I guess maybe they don't, because maybe we're overcapped on movement speed and attack speed by a lot. For Gunlancer, you're gonna feel this.
For Arrow, you're gonna feel it.
No,
because your damage is based off your uncapped. I thought
it's uncapped to a cap. It's higher than the normal cap, but we're over that. We get to there.
Okay.
Yeah. Trust me, we get there. We're fast as fuck. Little steroids running around.
Oh, yeah.
Fatal Wave. Push immune on it. More damage. Still not going to be used. Blitz Rush. We used this skill. Movement distance increased. Damage to... And now it's, instead of becoming a dashing thing, it's just generic damage increase. That's for RE. Because the other one is Orb Gain, and you don't want Orb Gain. Kinda. Might be used. Dual Blitz. Fire instantly. Yeah. That's so weird. This tripod was already weird. I'd have to see that one to understand what that just said. Void Strike. You also won't use it anyway, because the damage isn't, it's for the functionality of the other tripod. Skill damage increased on Void Strike. This is used in both builds by 5.6%. And an additional gauge gain of 33. And it's now a general operation skill. It's no longer a holding skill. Okay.
Holding dream. Falling.
Oh, sorry, it wasn't holding before, it was charge.
Oh.
So now it's a general. The number of hits for the push attack has been reduced. And the time, okay. So that's less stacks for Surge. So Void Zone. Okay, I know this one. Performing an upward slash attack, a Void Zone is created on the floor for 5 seconds. Reduces the movement speed of enemies. Okay, that's not important. That we don't use. It's not. I know that one, but it's not used.
PvP thing. But it did. Yeah. Okay.
It used to be used until the other tripod became better. This is that tripod. This is that tripod. Changed to charge operation. Okay, this is putting it back to being a charge. And when overcharging, damage to enemies is increased by 70%. The target's incapacitation damage is increased by another 50%. This is just a nerf. Because the skill already hit, and then it hit again for 105%. But it does allow this skill to be... But it does make the skill be able to become a charge skill again.
Mm-hmm.
For Surge, this seems better, though. Okay. Confusion. So the other one that made it a holding operation isn't a thing anymore. After an upward slash, an additional upward slash is performed to increase damage. I don't know. That's too weird for me. Blade's getting... Their skills are so similar and the builds are so similar. I'm gonna have to let somebody else gonna have to cook something up for that, or nothing's gonna change. Yeah. Awakening. Skill damage of Blade Assault, the unlimited Blade Works attack, up by 40. So it's gather energy to damage and pulls enemies in, deals damage by moving forward while holding. Holding, Pog. When the hold ends, it summons countless swords to deal damage and stabs the swords in one blow, dealing damage and blowing them away. Yep, that's what I did before. When an enemy is hit by an attack, the enemy is launched in the air again. This says the same thing.
Yeah, it's still you're going to use the other.
Oh, you don't have to hit you don't have to hit perfect zone anymore. You might. It could be. This skill generates a fuck ton of meter, but the other one gives full meter too. This one does
damage
a lot of
increased by 40%.
It's just the holding part.
Yeah.
But I'm letting them cook with the holding. It could be an option.
All out.
It would be so weird to see an all-out attack Deathblade. I mean, the biggest problem is it doesn't is like Surge doesn't have a tag.
Yeah.
Engraving, residual effect. So it's when the art's activated. Okay. When the art's activated, Blade Burst is activated by immediately consuming Blade Orbs.
As Blade Burst is Surge, I mentioned?
Yeah. Depending on the...
It's the same attack and movement
Blade
speed.
Burst is activated immediately. So instead of being... Oh! It's immediate.
So instead of having to press Surge...
No. I'll explain. So how it works now is you hit Z and then hit Z again, and Surge doesn't get any benefit of the RE engraving. Now it does.
I see.
How does this not make RE more focused on Surge?
Yeah, isn't Surge already the highest damage?
Yeah, it is already the highest damage, yeah. It's going to be even more of the bubble of the percent now, though. Depending on the number of Blade Orbs consumed, attack and move speed is increased by up to 12. That's the same. Attack power is back down to 15. At level 1. And wait,
they're missing some words here because it just has 20/24. I don't know if it's
that's because that's be 20 because it was that's the level. Yeah,
but there's only two things. Yeah, they're missing one.
Yeah, they're missing. It's 30. It's right here. It's put after.
Yeah, it's
for 30 seconds. Yeah, it's just
So it's 30 instead of 36.
No. Well, yeah, at that number is 30 instead of 36, and that number is 54, and the attack power, so the attack power, it's all that matters. Yeah, you ran the engraving at 3 anyway.
Yeah.
So it's this they're just reverting the last buff. Like, okay. Technically, on the DPS meter, remaining energy, if it hits every ability on the ass and doesn't miss a single tick, is the highest damage in the game by a lot. But in actual play, I don't think anybody performed this well. I don't think anybody even brought Surge. I think it was Surge only in Thaymine.
But this is...
But you do get the damage on the Surge part now. So, dude, is RE's Surge going to hit harder than Surge's Surge? Because, like, they kind of hit for a lot already. When wearing an engraving, the identity tooltip has been changed to be displayed according to the engraving effect. Okay. Burst.
Surgy.
When using the Blade Burst skill, the highest level of Blade Burst is activated, regardless of the number of Blade Orbs you have. Wait. Okay.
That's alright. That's the same.
That's the same, yeah. When hitting... Oh, Blade Burst isn't Surge. Blade Burst is the buff is the death trance. Oh, okay. Okay, so it still works the same as way I was thinking. You don't have to. So all Ari is getting is the ability for Surge to be affected by Blade Burst, because that was annoying before. It has that now. When using a Bird Blade skill, okay. When hitting another skill, basically in Blade Arts mode, the burst of enhanced effect is applied for a number of hits. There's no up to 20 anymore. This effect increases the damage of Blade Burst by up to 90%. Okay, it's lower. And is applied twice at the maximum stack of 60.
Instead of 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end
Just
of
one Surge?
At the end of Blade Arts, obtain up to 100% Blade Gauge depending on the burst enhancement stacks. Yeah, there's no more cap. So you can keep stacking Surge stacks as high as you want. But when you consume... So say you have 90. It will consume them all, but only give damage up to 60.
Yeah, so you effectively have a cap of 60.
Yeah, but going past that... So the current thing right now, right, is if you get 20 stacks but can't use it, and need to, like, apply your synergy or do something, you're just wasting skills, right?
Yeah.
But now you're not, technically.
WebDN.
Sure.
The previous one says every 0.4 seconds. This one does not. Does that mean that there's
that's
no
huge.
ICD?
Yeah, that's huge. That's fucking huge.
Okay.
So Surge is going to get a lot more stacks and just absolutely bonk now? Question
Well,
mark?
it just depends. So Surge wasn't played at 20 stacks anyway. Surge was played at like a 16 to 12 stack. It's weird. They're going to have to rethink their playstyle again.
Okay.
The effects of...
There might be more Keck weight.
Or less. Small Surges can work too.
Sure.
Good night.
Blade Burst. What's up, Sato?
Sato!
Burst has been increased by up to 120%. And the damage per... So there's no more attack power increase also. So you used to get 20% attack power, which in Lost Ark is 20% damage.
Yeah.
So you're losing 30% damage and 20%.
Are you talking about nerf? Are they nerfing something?
Hang on. We're
In
losing... I
Korea.
gotta process this. You're using 30% on the effect of the skill and 20% on your... Oh, so your character's losing 20% damage, but then the skill is losing 30. But the skill is gaining back the ability to get how much? Is applied twice. So the effect damage increase of Blade Burst by up to 90%. It applies twice. So it's up to... Okay, so if it's at maximum stacks...
That'd be 180.
It'd be 180 or 80 or... Yeah, I get it. Okay. This is the level of the engraving. So there's no... You're not going to run Surge at 1 for sure. So it'd be 180. So it is a bigger number on the Surge itself. You just don't get the attack power for your other skills while you're in Blade Burst. But you Surge the second you're at 20 stacks anyway, or 6, so... This seems like a massive buff to Surge. Because remember, all the skills got tick improvements, and there's no ICD. So you actually were able to hit like 40 times during the normal surge, the bubbles ticking down. So if they've improved the tick rate and made it so that all ticks work, like this is going to be, sounds great. And until now, there's been disappointment that almost all aspects of Blade are the same. Thank you. According to the focus skills, use of burst engraving. The unintuitive time is removed when stacking burst reinforcements. So burst movement can be quickly to go along with the Thaymine raid. Okay, that's good. The residual energy imprint is specialized for continuous combat, but has the risk of affecting the next cycle if the skill goes astray. Compensate for this risk, blade gauge acquisition amount for all skills has been increased. Additionally, if you master the Maelstrom skill, we improved it so you can accumulate up to 2 stacks, and we have prepared a preparedness plan to compensate for mistakes. Okay? Taijutsu books sold for 21k in EU from 800 gold. Wait, really?
Jutsu Rising.
Is my Taijutsu stonks going to the moon?
They do appear to be going up in price. Not that much, though.
People haven't bought them out yet.
Yeah.
You have a scrapper and you plan on playing Tai, I would buy the books right now. Actually, not even.
I wouldn't panic buy books, but
I mean, they're 500 gold.
they're 900 gold.
Okay, they were 500 earlier. They're already being bought. I mean, the class is getting better.
Yeah.
A lot
sure.
better. So, like, if you have one but don't have the books yet, persnickety.
I'm deleting it.
You're deleting it? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you still deleting after those changes? It sounds like you're kind of class now with that push community mode.
What else am I going to delete? Am I going to delete Mr. Bow?
Fuck Mr. Bow, dude. Scrapper's right up your alley now with that change.
It is.
And Mr.
It
Bow
is
isn't.
kind of like exactly what I want.
Yeah. So buy the books now. I'm not even invested in this. I don't have any books listed, so just buy the books now before they go to the moon. If you're ever going to play it. Because if they ever
There's
go...
only 17 listed.
I'm sure you can find 3 from an event or something.
Probably.
You might even consider not making a Destroyer anymore. Destroyer also got a lot of improvements, so...
I mean, I could just use the next pass on Scrapper Snickety.
But Destroyer... No, we're invested in Destroyer, me and Irma both. We have to see the Donk walk.
Unfortunate.
But you could buy the Thai books. Do you not have even one right now?
Correct, yeah.
You can just buy them, not use them until you're sure. I mean, they're not tradable
They're
after
bound as soon as you buy them.
Yeah. I mean, how much gold is it total to buy the 17 that are listed?
Like a little less than 17k.
I mean, I think they're going up.
Sure.
What was
I'll
this?
buy all 17.
KR PTR Wardancer changes. Seismic Strike is replaced with... Oh, wait, that's the kick. That's my Scrapper ability. Give it back! That's my Scrapper skill. Lightning Strike will be removed and replaced with that. Wait, that looked cool. That's cool. Do you like those skills, Irma?
Alright, I have 20 Taijutsu books.
Nice. The Wardancer skill's looking pretty sick. Not as cool as Deadeye. Still look cool, though.
Alright, are we close to the end of the notes?
Kinda. Why?
Okay, I'm just checking. I thought we might have finished, but we did not.
Demonic. Oh, by the way, Surge seems like it's just
Really cool.
It seems like it's just getting a massive overhaul to quality of life. And to be fair, I think there are options now for RE to play a different build, which is what they said in the developer note. They're just going to let the players figure it out. So, That's fair enough.
The surge thing sounds really cool, where you just land this gigantic hit.
Yeah, that's like, yeah. They kind of tried to force surge back into this really tight window with like not the biggest surge possible, but I agree with the opening of this window into a fucking massive surge.
Yeah.
Like, how long has it been since the surge guy did damage? I haven't attacked for 60 seconds. And then he just wham!
Yeah, just sends him to the
That might
next
be a terrible
phase.
playstyle, though, for the current Surge Blades who like the rhythm, but
Yeah.
sounds like RE is what they just go
Might
to.
just go back to RE, yeah.
Okay, so for Demonic, I
Alright.
wasn't expecting to see Demonic in here at all. Or Shadowhunter.
Demon's
Damage
one.
and PvE for demon skills, excluding Demonization and Demonization basic attack, has increased, so just a 4.3% buff to your demon form.
4.5, but yeah.
4.5.
Demonization's probably when you press the ability.
Yeah, it does
and
a
the
little
basic
bust.
attack is the basic attack, yeah.
Yeah, it does a little boost damage.
Cool.
A level 1 effect of part destruction has been added to the last. That's good. You use that skill anyway.
That's cool.
More part
You-
break.
Yeah, that's a double hit. And it
Rising
hits
Claw
twice, so
has part destruction changed to level 2. Awesome. Sounds good. They
Good.
needed that utility. Oh, also Perf Suppression needed it too.
fair enough.
Reaper. Okay. So I was correct in Blade getting an overhaul and Reaper being in here.
Yeah, and Wardancer.
I mean, Wardancer and Scrapper were obvious. I did not expect them to buff Glaive. That was not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
And they buffed Slayer a little bit.
Did they?
It's counters.
They
It's
changed
counters.
the counter thing.
But that's really good for it.
Fair enough.
It means we can drop the skill, and the shockwave can be on the ground, and we can be back attacking for like 3 seconds, and then it can get countered.
Okay.
Okay, so Reaper.
Reaper needs some buffs.
The damage. I mean, Reaper needs either massive damage or toughness, so that it doesn't. Because it already does okay damage, it just can't live.
Yama.
The damage gauge of dagger skill in PvE has increased by 12%. Okay. Chaos gauge acquisition amounts increased by 16.6. The darkness gauge and chaos gauge acquisition amounts of the following skills has increased by an additional 16%. That's all of them that generate it. Poison bleeding tripod common. Gives bleeding poison to the attack.
That lasts
What is this?
12 seconds instead of 8.
I guess, yeah.
Probably a lot of skills had that, and
Yeah.
it lasts longer and stacks up to 10 times instead of stacking up to 3 times.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Shadow Dot. I know this one. Distance travel using skill has become 2 meters. Nice. When attack is hit, the counterattack effect has been changed to activate. What? Is it just it sounds like that's a mistranslation. It just means it's a counter skill now.
Probably.
It just follows. Gather your energy and spin a sword strongly. And spin strongly, dealing damage. When a counterattack is successful, the cooldown of the Nightmare skill is reset.
Huh. That's cool. But only when it's successful.
Yeah. That's cool, though. Incentivizes another counter other than Yama. Actually, is this Yama? I think that might be Yama. That might be the skill.
I don't know Reaper skills, so.
Is it countered from I don't know. Spirit Catch. This skill was unused. We've improved it so the next attack continues more quickly after the first hit. Okay. It moves you 4 meters. You have paralysis immunity, leap faster, little finishing attack. The jumping distance increased. Okay. Sharp dagger that used to give crit damage and brain. Rush ahead, make a final attack. After stabbing, the shadow after image attacks additional, dealing an additional 80% of the last attack and stacking poison once. So do all the skills stack poison now? Is that what this means? Tripod common. This makes me think that this is a generic thing that happened.
Maybe.
Reaper might have already cast a bleed on everything. I just don't remember.
It says it's a tripod. Like, it might just be a tripod that's on a bunch of skills and like stacked when you use different skills.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know enough about Reaper.
When applying the poison bleeding tripod. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. It sounds like a buff to its damage. Reaper skills are not my expertise. Oh, nice. It matches its visual now. That's cool. Wait, you can move through the enemy with that. That's nice. Evelisto. I don't remember this skill being on the bar. There weren't
I
many
don't know what any of these abilities do. I'm scared.
There weren't many green skills on the bar. Poison bleeding tripod. It makes it sound like they're wanting you to apply the poison bleeding tripod more.
I mean, it stacks up higher now.
Yeah.
I don't know if people used it before.
When the attack hits with a back attack, so they're making this attack have more back attack emphasis, damage increases by 120%. That's the same as before. When applying the poison bleeding tripod, the last attack hits with a back attack. Bleeding poison is additionally stacked 2 times. I'm pretty sure this is generic to the class. Maybe. And the point is to ramp this with these skills. Death slide. Yeah, too many words. Too tired. Sabble Stinger. This is the Yama attack. Okay. That icon. I recognize it. Attack from both sides using shadows. Whatever. Sharp dagger tripod. Applying 50% chance of bleeding every time into a critical hit. Okay. More damage. More bleed. Distortion. Oh, you can animation cancel out of this one quicker. Nice. That's good. I know that I wanted that when I played Reaper for that little bit. They're finally removing it. The last spot that had evasion rating.
No.
It's just a holding operation. Applies fear. Oh, it's just becoming they're just changing its PvP tripod. After casting the skill, movement speed increases by seconds. Now it changes to chain operation. When entering a chain, the skill can be used more than one time, and the chain additional damage equals 20% basic. When the chain is activated
later, by the way.
Putting evasion in, they're putting back in?
Yeah. They flipped it.
Weird. Guess they want Reaper to be evasive. Still don't think you'd use that. That means you won't use it in PvE though. It's activated, cooldown is increased to 20 seconds. I don't know what its cooldown already was, so I guess that's fine. Okay. Sweet killers, tripods, and chains being that. So less damage, moves over a wider range and gathers enemies in a straight line. You didn't use this skill for damage anyway. And now it's they're just giving it way more chaos dungeon damage. Okay. These are increased by 30% using the skill, and movement speed increases by. Oh, so they're just combine the other ones here. Okay, I mean that sounds cool. More ways for Reaper to be. I mean that just means they will actually use this now, because it gives them like a way to get the movement speed cap and some evasion. That's gonna be weird, being like the only class in PvE. Like, then you have to complain that your dodge didn't work.
Yeah.
I didn't evade. What the fuck? All of Knives. Use this one sometimes. Fall more quickly, okay. And faster animation cancel. Damage ratio of each judgment has been adjusted. Darkness gauge and wait. Did they move the darkness gauge somewhere else? This was like a huge gauge gain. Nope. Okay. But they gave it more damage. It was just stacking, okay. But now it can have cooldown of the base skill, not added. Mila. Black Mist. I've never seen this skill. We've improved entry
any of these Reaper skills.
We have improved entry into the shadows more quickly. Doing good, doing good. The amount of chaos gauge acquired has been increased by 45%. Okay. Fog Shroud. No more. They put the Chaos gauge just in the generic skill and gave evasion rating. Okay.
Looks like they are. Yeah. Okay.
Shadow Trap. This was also usable. Changed to Ha.
I think just none. I think.
Yeah. Effective and change as follows. Summon a shadow trap at your location. Moves back 6 meters and explodes the shadow. Okay, dealing damage around area and stunning you. When a counterattack is successful with this skill, a state of confusion is immediately entered. What?
It doesn't sound very good.
Oh. Wait a minute. No, I think that means not confuse the like identity mode when they yell persona.
State of personas into
Yeah.
persona.
Or it might mean chaos, because you enter chaos state when you fill up your gauge the first time. And then persona mode's available after you fill. So Reaper has multiple gauges it has to fill up.
Yeah. I'm familiar with that part of it.
Interesting. Last graffiti. Oh, this is one of their main damage skills. Okay. Damage is increased by. Okay, that's a number. 32%. Southern Strike Tripod. So instead of 40% crit rate, the maximum movement distance decreases. And even Guardian. Oh. It can go through bosses.
At least Guardians.
Oh. What is this? Jump higher and hit harder, dealing 180% base damage. Jump higher and hit hard, increasing crit rate by 20. They're taking the crit rate there and giving you 20 back and dealing 100% of basic damage. So the skill's getting more generic damage, but it's getting the nasty utility. So this means you can this is insane for this skill, because you could get body blocked, right, and not hit the back. Now you can be in front of the boss and jump over through them. That's so Reaper. I think they're gonna like this.
Very Yama.
It seems like a damage buff. This is probably enough of a number increase to make it a damage buff overall too.
We'll see. So far, no. I guess there's the evasion thing. So they're getting some evasion stuff, but like there's no defensive buffs other than that. Right?
What's up?
I guess
No, not yet.
there's no, yeah.
And I don't even think
Nothing
they
that
use
gives
that.
them,
I
like,
don't
a
think they
shield.
actually use that evasion. If they do, it'll just
Fair
be
enough.
because that tripod was already run. And it's only for like 2 seconds. Damage increased by 22.9% on this is their other main skill. Damage on PvP has been reduced though. RIP. Fatal Dagger Tripod has been changed to be this. Crit rate, 74% crit rate. It's become push immune while using the skill, and damage increased by That's fucking nuts. They need to push immune in this too. That's awesome. Quick Tripod. Lead towards your mood speed increased by change to combo operation. That's cool. Awesome. Yeah, number of targets hit, damage dealt when attacking center for okay, it doesn't matter, it's Chaos Dungeon thing. So instead of pushing me to here, with the attack narrows, but the length is increased by 3 meters, and before stabbing, the target is pulled forward with the energy of darkness and deals damage equivalent to 10% of basic damage. Additionally, the damage inflicted enemies by the stabbing attack increases by and enemies are blown away. Okay, I don't think they use this one anymore. Attack length is reduced to 4 meters, but attacks faster and damage to single target increases by 65 generic, but it used to be 140% crit damage. Maybe Reaper just will run Keen Blunt now instead? I don't know. Dagger is imbued with deadly energy, increases crit rate by 30. Okay, so there's a crit rate back, and the damage increased by 60. So that one became up there. Okay. Cooldown was reduced by 9 seconds. The damage to enemies in chaos state increased by, I don't know, man. That sounds like a big improvement to that skill, but maybe there's something wrong in there. That's a lot of words for Reaper. These are getting changed quite a bit. Balance. This is their other skill that they use, both builds. So it's getting 22% increase in damage, reducing attack duration time. Okay, that's probably better than the attack speed for them. Okay. But in chaos state, more damage. Damage for chaos dungeon. Instead of crit rate, it's getting. Oh no, it is getting crit rate by 30%, and then another increase in damage of 35. Attack range is increased by 30%. Crit rate, crit damage increased by that is now becoming evasion increases by 30%, while hiding between shadows and casting a skill.
The evasion
and by collecting
stack,
more.
or
I'm pretty sure it's just a buff that gets could be overrode by other evasion unless they're making it separate buffs. The attack range increases by 30%, damage to enemies increased by 75. So they're moving a little bit away from the critical strike damage and just kind of giving more damage, I guess, to not punish you if you don't crit. Because there are, like, while most builds do run really close to crit cap, maybe, so I think they're trying to make the average damage better, is the intention. But will that lower this? I think it'll lower the ceiling. But we've got a Silent Smasher. The other one, it's good, 70% increased damage, but it's 3% longer 3-second longer cooldown. But they're okay. Didn't want to turn during this, so they're giving it more cooldown actually when you get the tripod fully stacked, or the same cooldown when you have the tripod fully stacked. No longer jumps back and attacks right away. Okay, I've seen people use this. Was an option. Some people use that instead of the other one. After jumping back, slams harder enemy, increasing damage to the enemy by 60%. It's possible to change directions. Okay, so they moved that and gave it damage. I like that. Before descending, 2 Shadow Clones attacks are added, dealing damage equivalent to 10% of the base damage. Targets hit by the Shadow Clone received increased damage from the Silent Smasher skill. Oh. Huh. Interesting. Reaper descends more strongly, increasing crit rate by 20 and damage to enemies by 65. So here's the crit. I don't know. There's a lot of number changes to Reaper skills that I'm not super comfortable with their current. Like, I know what they run, but I don't know how impactful each tripod is. Sounds like a big quality of life upgrade. Honestly, the biggest thing for me is the fact that this graffiti one can go through the boss now. Like, that's crazy.
yeah,
And I'm pretty sure that this results in a big damage gain for them. I think this is what I'm talking about. They need to give them the big damage to make it worth.
We'll see.
I mean, for 2 of these skills, it can only be a damage increase.
Certainly, but
I'm a little bit more confused about, for 3 of them. Silent Smasher is the one I'm not sure on. Dancing of Fury only one build uses, so like.
I don't know. I see very few Reapers out in the wild, so
Yeah, they're rare.
maybe they'll be enticed back.
Ooh, the Awakening gives gauge. Didn't do that before.
Okay.
Fire gauge. Nice hit. For controlling your mind, attacks. When you input the skill again, it surprises the enemy like a shadow and makes 2 additional surprise attacks that deal damage. That's attack launches the enemy in the air. Each time an attack hits, the remaining cooldown of the raid skill. Ooh. Used by 10%. And after the attack, the user enters a state of stealth. 6 seconds. And a surprise attack is possible even if the stealth is released. Collisions for. Oh, ooh. So you can go. Ooh, this sounds more viable
You
now.
said in PvP. I know that.
Yeah. This sounds more viable now as a raid skill, though. Because it reduces their Because
Maybe.
raids, well, their red skills are called raid. That's the tag.
Yeah.
So this can reduce the skill of their raid skills by 30%.
Yeah. And you could use it to like get to the last cooldown you need, then use your skill, and then use your awakening.
This sounds like they're improving the Reaper's playstyle quite a bit. I like that. A lot of ignoring collision with the boss. Because like I said, like that if they can just dodge or go through the target, then that's toughness.
You could just
Not getting
walk
hit
through the cube.
Not getting hit is the greatest toughness.
True. Well, no. Gunlancer is the greatest toughness.
Identity. Wait. The Nightmare skill has been changed to be entered by X. We improved the Nightmare skill to use it more quickly. Why is it not Z? What are they doing to Z? Just X? Size of the dagger projectile thrown when using the Nightmare skill? Interesting. Okay. When using Nightmare skill, speed at which the dagger flies is increased by 20%. Using the Nightmare skill, we've improved it so you can we continue particularly with the chain skill. And using the Nightmare skill in a state of confusion, bleeding poison has been changed to apply to the target hit by the dagger attack. Whoa. A lot of word. Using the Nightmare skill in Persona mode. Wait, Nightmare is their purple skills. So purple skills. Okay. Well, how does this first part make sense? It's been changed to be used by
it's part of their identity.
So maybe they can only use Nightmare skills when X is up.
I don't know.
Which would be a lot different.
I don't know.
Using Nightmare skill instead of infusing Nightmare skill in Persona mode. Nerve poison has been changed to apply the target hit. So there's nerve poison and bleeding poison. The counter attack effect of the Nightmare skill has been removed.
None thoughts. Head empty.
What? This sounds like they're talking about the counter ability, which is a Nightmare
under the
skill.
Identity section.
Yeah. But maybe that's just maybe that skill is just an X key now.
Oh.
I don't know.
That wouldn't make any sense to me, but
I didn't know there was a counter on a button other than that, so weird. Persona, we have improved the ability to use skills more quickly. Nice. You did an annoying backpedal. After using the Persona skill, we've improved so that hiding is not cancelled even if you use a battle item that does not use motion while hidden. When entering Persona, an effect has been added to reduce the remaining cooldown of Nightmare skill by 30%. What is the Nightmare skill? Is that all of them?
I don't know.
I need to see Reaper gameplay now.
Yeah.
Link to the state link to the time in Chaos state has been changed to be 15. That's better. You didn't attack for 9 because there were times where you don't attack for 9 seconds and you lose it.
Yeah.
Has been existing Chaos buff effect, so it was 10% attack speed, 10% movement, and crit rate increased by 15. Now it's 10% attack speed, movement speed still by 10, and crit rate by 15. Additionally, the cooldown Nightmare skill is reduced by 40. Oh. That's a lot, and you're just in Chaos mode.
It is a lot.
Sound of the Moon. When switching to Persona state, it is acquired instead of the raid reinforcement effect. It stacks every second. When the Sound of the Moon effect is acquired, the raid damage increases by 160%. Attack speed increased by 10. And the cooldown of Shadow Step skill is reset. Oh.
So the only thing that added was the cooldown is reset.
Of your dash. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome though. I mean, dude, Reaper seems so fucking they already moved a fuck ton. Now they can just go through the boss over and over again. Fucking little mosquito. Ooh. I mean, that's what they need to be, though. That's how you make Reaper tanky without giving them toughness. If you want them to be all about the expression of the character, then it still just means, though, that a bad Reaper is going to be dead.
Yeah.
But they do have more tools to try to not be bad, like going over the boss.
And they have the evasion thing to maybe save them.
You ran Distortion at level 7, and I'm pretty sure that tripod's on the last row.
Yeah, it does seem like a last row one.
Okay, and then the thirst one. Chaos Gauge acquisition increased by 50 instead of 30.
50?
Additionally, when the Chaos Gauge is full, you gain an additional effect of attack power by, it's only 25, but you gain 8% crit rate. That's pretty good.
Okay. And you gain a lot of Chaos Gauge.
Yeah, but they moved crit rate off of its big skills by like 15% on average on those, or like 20 on some. But this still, their gameplay is different now, though, right? So
Yeah.
this is going to require.
It looks like they are changing the Nightmare skill to become a new identity button.
Yeah,
They didn't have that before. It was a general skill.
I'm trying to figure out what Nightmare is. It must be a purple skill.
I don't know.
I know we ran it. I can see it in my head, but I can't piece together what it did.
If you pulled up like
I remembered it now.
Okay.
It's you spawn a circle of clones around you that dash all around and do a bunch of damage and give meter. So now it's just an identity.
Okay. An identity that has
It also was a
reduced
movement.
cooldown.
It also was a movement skill. And it was a counter. Okay, cool. So both builds still get to utilize Nightmare.
Yeah.
That's sick. That's cool. Yeah. Oop, here's Soul Eater. The Shinigami skill damage coefficient has been reduced. That's a nerf to damage. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Lunatic Edge. The Shadow Rugby tripod effect has been changed from when an attack is hit to when the skill is used. Cool. Sounds like a quality of life improvement.
Good.
On both of them, it's a quality of life improvement. Okay. So they are getting a nerf to spec by a little bit. This is the tiniest nerf I think I've ever seen.
0.2.
But that's good because Soul Eater actually isn't
Or
overperforming.
0.026.
Soul Eater's actually pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
but like it
balanced.
doesn't have all of the.
They do. I'm talking about in terms of the Esther guy versus
Okay.
other Esther. It's pretty balanced. Now, does one ability hit for over 1 billion? Yes. But I mean,
Good.
it's like the
Surge
hardest.
will too now.
It's like the hardest skill in the game to land, and it has what, like 35-second downtime. So
Surge will hit for that much too now.
no, probably not. Surge will probably
Believe.
hit. Surge will probably hit for 700, 800 mil. It'll hit for what this ability hits for if it doesn't crit.
But if you believe, it'll hit for 1 billion.
Artist. Pause. Okay. We're getting to the
Wait,
bottom
was
of the
that
list.
it? They didn't change anything else for.
No, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, here. They're saying that it's even though its growth has not fully occurred since launch of the class, so they judged they needed to nerf it a little bit. And it's just Shinigami skill damage, so like, and they only run 2 skills like that, so like their other, it's like the tiniest damage nerf you've ever seen to a class, basically. It's going to not matter at all. And then we have improved the ability to use the next skill a little faster. So animation canceling after using Hopper is quicker. Nice.
That's good.
They're changing Starry Night. Please make us. So this is something that changes, right, as artists, as we go into the next contents, is we have to run this skill. The Rhapsody, right? We don't have it right now. Right? It generates
unfortunate. What do we
insane.
lose?
It generates insane meter. You just give up Tigers,
Okay.
or you can give up Sprinkle.
A sprinkle's grown on me.
Yeah. Hasn't on me though. It's cool, but like support not running a Rhapsody equivalent seems troll. You do have portals, but it'll be interesting. So it used to be you got DR, and now it gives the harmony gauge. Okay, pause champ. Wait, so Blue Starlight is the other one. Reduces the damage of parties. This is the Rhapsody part by 75% for 1 second and creates a shield that absorbs 15% of max health. So now it's damage received while casting a skill. So you take 50% less. Damage received by party members other than yourself within the radius. So this is what Bard Rhapsody says.
Yeah.
So it's being changed to be Bard Rhapsody. And it's for 2 seconds. Yep.
Yeah.
And 50% maximum life is applied to yourself and party members. Okay.
Probably has a shield.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Rhapsody with an absorb. Slightly less damage reduction for yourself.
No, Rhapsody already gives the absorb with 15%. This is just Rhapsody. They're just bringing artists' Rhapsody in line with Bards. But they notably didn't fix the part about you have to be standing next to your target.
Yeah.
But this is huge though. This harmony gauge. Yeah, we just fucking yeet tigers out. We don't need it anymore.
Rip tigers.
Honestly, I would yeet out the Hopper if I could, if it didn't give a shield. Because this skill already gave a lot of yeah, but gauge is gauge. And DR like Rhapsody is like, I mean, you think I don't want, like, Rhapsody is so useless on Bard for like me as a Bard.
It's so good for Worm though.
Yeah, that's why it's good. Because the one week I tried to run Brel after we were 40 item levels over without Rhapsody, Worm died like 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the basic effect of the portal has been changed. Call me quickly moves party members up to location for 10 seconds. It can move up to 30 meters from the point and grants a shield absorb 15%. So instead of 30, it's
absorb.
Yeah. 15% max health for 6 seconds. To party members other than itself. Wait, it's all party members.
Oh.
Yeah. That's cool. So after somebody uses it, they get. Oh no, it's all. No, it's just in general. It also just grants a shield around the point. Party members can move their that sounds cool.
Oh, it sounds like instead of giving a shield to the person that moves through it, it gives a shield when you press the button.
Yeah, and after they move, if they click the button, that still sounds really cool. To make like, it's actually worth it for somebody. It's actually worth it for somebody to take your portal then, to not just the person taking the portal.
I don't think it. To me, it doesn't sound like. It sounds like when someone uses the portal that you will not get a shield again. It sounds like when you place the portal that you will give a shield 7 meters around where you place it.
Maybe. That's
which is a pretty wide range. That's huge. That's really good.
Yeah.
Because it means that you don't have to rely on people taking your portals. You're dropping portals anyways to generate meter.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of shield.
Yeah.
15%, like.
Yeah, bring artists more in line with being able to shield the whole party but it does mean that if you have that one idiot though, that he is now more susceptible to death by a lot. Because I mean.
Yeah, but the one idiot that's more susceptible to death wasn't going to be taking your portal anyways to survive.
That's what in this example, that's what the portal was for. He was going to click it.
I guess.
He just takes damage. He'll click the portal.
Yeah.
Oh. They're increasing the size by 30% of the skid thing. And that's not drawing orchids. What is this?
That's the damage buff that people have to stand in.
Oh, wider by 30%.
Thank you.
Yo, wait, that's bigger than Bards now. Wait a minute. I better see I'm at the bottom. Oh no.
On the painting Starry Night, what do you run the wide vibe, the cooldown, or the push tenacity? What tripods do you run on it?
That's the line that's like makes less boys' head hurt. Okay. He could never pick one. He literally said he would change it every pull if he thought about it too much.
I see.
He just artists don't like. Yeah.
I just want to put my settings so I can
All of them.
get the
Just
tripods
all
for
of
it.
them.
Yep, that's what I did.
Arrowmancer. Damage for during PvE for skills except Awakening. Ooh. Increased 3.6% buff.
Wow.
Wait, they're giving... Oh no, wait, what the fuck? Why are they giving spread? Destruction. It's already like mid stagger, synergy, and a counter. And movement!
Overload it.
Oh no. Fuck.
Overload it.
I mean, it has a base cooldown of 2 seconds, so...
Another skill got it removed though. Takedown. Part destruction has been deleted.
That's good. I like that. Now you don't... So, you could run this skill on Drizzle just to get that yeah, I'll take it. Also, it's annoying because you need this skill. This skill has a longer cooldown than this skill. And you need to use this skill to get the synergy, the same one this provides, to then cast one of your other spenders. So, not having it here, and having it here where this is a lower cooldown, this skill is such a low cooldown, you don't run a cooldown gem. And it's up every 2 seconds. So, like, I'll take this one. Not having it anymore, so I can save that. Yeah, I'll take it. Wait, they increased Swirl's part destruction to level 2? Fuck. I have to run Swirl again instead of Whipping Wind? The range of the Fox Rain skill it changes when applied to Gale and Fury Engraving has been slightly increased. A Gale and a Storm. Is that Wind Fury?
Probably Wind Fury?
But when it says it's been slightly increased, it reduces the radius by 50%. Does that mean that's going up, or the radius of the skill is going up? Is my thing getting smaller, or is it getting bigger?
Oh.
A problem with server location synchronization has been identified when using mobile device in Fox Rain status. Oh, sweet! They're gonna fix that. So there are problems right now where you can use so when you activate your Z key on Arrowmancer, your dash becomes a 4-part ability.
Okay.
And the problem is that it becomes a jump, then another jump, then a twist, then a roll. If you use all 4 parts of it. And after the first part, you can be interrupted by being hit because you're still in your old location.
Oh.
So
Get desynced.
this will be good. I think this makes it seem like the AoE is getting bigger. And I hope it is, because it's a little tiny right now.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. And then we're at, okay, here we are. Graphics and sound effects. Wardancer. About them. And all of Scrapper. Ha!
Damn.
I'm gonna have animations now. Get the fuck ready. Cool. This is massive. For the classes that they improved, and small for others. I mean, like, I think a lot of people, I think it's just a lot of W's here. For the classes. I don't think, I mean, other than Sorc, I guess. Technically, Sorc got damage, but...
Do we know how that works now? Like, is it actually changed? Is it just a damage buff?
Just a damage buff. Just a damage buff. Based on the developer
So
note, and it's just a damage buff.
Okay.
Also, this generic change to getting faster spacebars and more awakenings is cool.
Yeah.
It does make me think, though, that fights are only going to keep getting longer. Like, the new fight time is going to be... I like that, though. I want a 20-minute slog against the boss.
What? Holy.
He's insane. He's
Dude, I get to
Randall's
12
gonna
minutes.
have to
I
go
am fucking.
get snackies in the middle of
I'm
the
like,
raid.
bro, I need a break. Bro, this off was
Berserker?
too long.
Berserker got buffs. Honestly, Zerker stonks, that's good. Berserker got buffs. My problem with the Berserker changes is that it's just basically making mayhem. So right now, there are only like 6% of Berserker players that play BT. So that's a problem. Gunlancer got some buffs to red, but it seems like that blue got the biggest buffs.
Nice.
Or, well, I guess specifically just because it makes your Halu build... Well, Halu Enjoyers got buffed, but, like, you gotta build Keen Blunt now. Like...
Okay, I need a little bit... What is Halu?
Halu is a
set like Nightmare.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
This fix... So, the reason you run Nightmare is to solve your mana problem. Some builds in this game run that set just to solve their mana problem.
Yeah.
So
I noticed that I went into the like event Guardian raid in my Chaos Dungeon set, and I had fucking negative mana.
The Event Guardian, you don't have your set.
Yeah, Event Guardian disables sets and gems and cards.
Okay, well, see. And then the boss ended in like 20 seconds, so it didn't actually matter, but like...
I feel so validated to be a Taijutsu player now. Honestly, I feel validated as a Scrapper player in general. I think Shock is... Like, that burst mode... my problem... Okay, I like burst classes, right? But I'd switched over to mostly playing consistent damage because that's really fun too. And for Scrapper, I did like that Shock was basically just a different set, a set of abilities kind of aiming for the same playstyle. That did also have the problem though that it didn't really make sense to play Shock when it was just doing less damage than Tai. But I don't know if I'm going to be okay with this new Z key for Shock. I think it sounds amazing for Taijutsu, but I think that this Shock change sounds really cringe in certain parts of Shock's playstyle. Now, I'm going to assume that the state only lasts for 10 seconds base, but if the state lasts for a lot longer than that and Shock is reducing it to 5 only, maybe that could go up a little bit in terms of time, because 5 seconds is a little tight. I need to see the new skills. Was there a Reddit post about the new Wardancer skills? Not new Wardancer, new Scrapper skills? There's nobody in Korea play Scrapper.
Okay, I have a couple questions. One, what like data does Smilegate use? Like, does Smilegate have logs?
Yes, yeah, they can log everything. They log everything.
I see.
And they do a lot of internal testing, and it's usually pretty accurate.
I see.
They also know what player. They also know every data of every. They keep all data of every pool that any player is doing. Yeah, they keep a lot of data.
Okay.
And unlike some devs that don't know what they're looking at with numbers, they most of the time do know what they're looking at.
Okay.
Also, their playtest team actually clears the content in the game before changing anything.
I see. And second question number 2, is there like a Simcraft or like looking that or no?
A simulator? No. The simulator is those guys who go into Trixion with the Holy Bible and tell you what things are doing, or just the guys that sit there in Trixion like Saint or Wine and type out in a notepad. They hit skill, hit dummy, stop test. Hit skill, hit dummy, stop test. and write down every single change individually, and then calculate it that way. They're also those guys. Man, I want to be doing that, dude. See, this is what I said. Why I was saying that Randall and me had a discussion about. Does it really matter if we don't get the PTR at the same time? It's like I would also like to just be testing these changes at the same time.
Yeah.
I would love to just be sitting there hitting the training dummy with these new changes for 15 hours.
But there's no fucking sims like WoW.
No, there's no way to sim it. No, Smilegate is the only person we know who can sim it.
I mean,
legally sim it.
Why couldn't you sim it?
I mean, I guess you could build a tool, but
because the way the WoW sim works is that it is pretty. I don't want to say basic. It is an action priority list that has a bunch of like conditions, and it like goes through and it just simulates the pressing of the button by just it says it did it at this time. It starts this cast and press this button.
I guess you could
then and they know how much damage the ability does.
I guess that could be a thing, but no, in Lost Ark, people just hit the training dummy and share their results, and then people take it to sheets.
There is a lot of Google sheeting.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that is what yes. You could just have a fucking 5-minute fight, and then at every not global cooldown because there's no GCDs in this. It's just like, but every like breakpoint of animation, you could just fucking have a.
I mean, so we'll go through the list. I'll go through the list. Berserker W, Gunlancer W for both builds. Destroyer, Pog for both builds. And a necessary adjustment to Paladin. Slayer stays winning. Massive changes to Wardancer. I'm hoping that these changes to Wardancer end up in you guys just getting to try something new, and it's a little bit less of a headache. You feel updated. You're getting all new animations and stuff too, so that always feels good. And then, yeah, that's cool there. Scrapper, I am fucking pumped, dude. This is gonna be cool. I've got this is annoying though. It's annoying a little bit because I have to, because we probably will get these changes quickly. I'm going to need to acquire all of the tripods and the alternate skills tripods to be converted so I can get free tripods of the new ones. I'm also going to need to have a couple of level 9 gems just on the side, level 8 or 9 gems on the side that I can feel free rolling. Yeah, massive W's overall for Scrapper here. This identity change, I'm a little worried about, not necessarily myself, but I think a huge pull to Scrapper, I'm willing to let go of this pull, is the no identity key. It is just the mini punch character. It's not overcomplicated. Yes, you have to manage the bars a little bit, but now we have to manage the bars and another bar. Which I don't know if for the average Scrapper player's brain, we wanted that. The only thing that makes me think that it's okay is that Ty got... Dude, being push immune in the state of Z seems not balanced.
Yeah.
We are losing damage, though. Like, I feel like my skills are going to do less damage. Which, I guess, in the perfect, in a simulation, like Randall's saying, maybe in a simulation, Scrapper will be doing less damage. But, like, in an actual raid scenario, Giga Chad. Lancemaster stays winning. I guess Striker's just getting the winning benefits of being the brother of Wardancer. That's cool. So I'm a little interested in how this actually results for Artillerist. Is this just a buff overall to them?
I mean, you do lose one cast of your howitzer ability.
But we saw how fast he shot that out, and then could just
Yeah.
leave form and go again.
I mean, the go again is going to be the problem because you won't have your cooldowns back.
He had his cooldown.
I mean, not really.
I mean, he did. He literally went into form twice.
That's because he had his awakening out. The awakening generates meter.
Yeah.
So that as soon as you come out, you can go back in.
Yeah, but during like
But
their
that's not going to be every rotation.
I mean, yeah, but you can't keep bursting every rotation. The boss does mechanics.
Sure.
Also sounds like firepower is just... I mean, they didn't buff firepower's engraving, which I find a little weird. I mean, the quality of life on Barrage just went
The
to the moon.
skills went up a lot, though.
Yeah.
I guess one of the skills went down, but...
Napalm Bomb sounds really cool, though. I mean, didn't Worm use Enhanced Shell?
Yeah.
Isn't he just going to replace Enhanced Shell with Napalm Bomb? To have both
Potentially.
Swing and Napalm Bomb? That sounds OP for his...
The reason to have Enhanced Shell, though, is that it's a very short cooldown. It's like a 1 second cooldown.
Yeah, but no meter, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like a big improvement to... It sounds like changes, maybe a little bit of a skill change, but that Artillerist is only becoming stronger. Which is nutty. Me.
Yeah, hopefully Worm has the tripods for Napalm. He should.
He used to run it, so I know he does.
Yeah.